Are you going to go see Black Adam?
Fuck yeah, dude.
In theaters?
I can't wait. Yeah.
It came out tonight, didn't it?
I don't know. I've got to do this tonight.
Yeah.
And tomorrow
Working and shit.
I've got the Citizens Ball tomorrow. And then I'm hoping to go see it Monday. Because that's like me and my cousin both have Monday. Oh, actually, I should fucking text
I haven't been hearing good things.
You haven't?
I've heard good things.
No, I heard it's a bad critic score, good audience score. Whatever that means. I usually go with the audience, so fuck the critics.
Isn't
but-
everyone a critic?
Yeah, but the audience is a little more honest, I feel like. You know? Critics are bought and paid for most of the time nowadays. This ain't no fucking Sisker and Eber, voting on these things.
I'm my own critic. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I'll go watch it. I'll let you know what I think.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've just been excited about DC for a while, I feel like. Because they kind of got their shit going right, and DC
I guess
supposed
Cavil
to be,
re-signed up as Superman. He's supposed to
I
be
saw
in a
that's-
post-credit scene.
Oh, it's a post-credit scene?
I'm sure it's post-credit scene. I would think so. It'd probably be a tease like they always do.
That probably makes a little more sense.
But from what I heard, I mean, my insider is the guy I work with. He'd heard that, I guess that had a lot to do with The Rock just being Black Adam. Was like, yeah, I want Superman to be in it, and I want it to be Henry Cavill.
I can see that.
And he was like, whatever your problem is, figure it out. It was just like, I was like, well, it is The Rock. Like,
I read something that the Warner Brothers has like gone under new management completely. Like everyone that was like back there when the whole Snyder thing happened or whatever is gone now. Like, it's completely different people there. I mean, it's producers though, so it's like always exchanging.
Do you think Henry Cavill
Marvel did it?
Will be known more for Superman or The Witcher?
Well, didn't The Witcher only last one season?
No, they're doing a third already.
Yeah, still Superman.
He's also going to be Highlander.
I almost feel like I know him better as
I heard that.
The Witcher, honestly.
Do you?
I guarantee you more people have seen
The Witcher
Superman.
a lot more than I enjoyed Superman.
Well, yeah, that's you.
I haven't seen Witcher, so I can't say.
Oh, it's good.
I've heard he's good in that role. It's just not a good movie or show.
The show.
Oh, I thought the show was great.
Dan always says it's not very accurate.
Well, yeah, things are based off books. You can't put an entire book into.
Speaking of things based off of books, we want to talk about what happened in House of the Dragon. I don't know if you watched that.
Did you not like the episode?
Oh, that just final season or final shot does not happen. Like,
is it over now?
No, there's one more episode on Sunday, but that does not happen.
Yeah, I watched the after thing, and they didn't say explicitly that it didn't happen, but when they were talking about the scene, he's like, we had to decide what she was going to do. So,
I said, you can talk about it. Don't worry about it.
They couldn't have been in the book then.
She wasn't even in King's Landing when all that went down,
Is it that big of a deal?
I mean, she just killed all those fucking citizens, fucking small folk.
Yeah, she could have killed a lot more.
I heard somebody talking about this, but I thought they were talking about Daenerys in the original Game of Thrones.
It's the new one.
Happens again?
Dude, it's kind of, honestly, they pulled a season 8, stunt, honestly. Something that was not in the source material, didn't need to be in there, it's just for fucking show and effect, but...
Well, I'm sure they're trying to speed along the process.
It's just the same argument. Dude, she murdered all those fucking people. Like, what the hell? It's just...
Well, they got to set up the fight. Yeah. She ran back. It sped up them getting the message about what was happening. Yeah.
It's
a vehicle to keep the show moving along.
Is it still leading up to Dance of the Dragon?
It is the Dance of the Dragons, yeah.
Because isn't that basically just... Does that refer to one big actual fight, or is it just the whole...
the whole
them fighting each other?
Every time that two dragons fight, it's a dance, kind of,
Yeah, that's why I didn't know.
So there's multiple Dance of the Dragons. Dragons. It's multiple dances.
I want to see more than two dragons fight at once.
Well, we'll at least get two dragons this week.
So that's what's going on. It's more one-on-one dragon fight. There's not been a big giant 8 dragons against 8 fucking dragons.
One family has the biggest dragon in the world, and the other family has the hatchery, or at least dragons that are making eggs.
So I'll just say this: it starts small and it grows into some epic proportions.
Nice.
And then the final is so fucking awesome. It's going to be the greatest thing probably ever put to TV. I think.
Wow.
If they do it right, the final battle, yeah. If they do it right.
This next episode.
No, not this next episode. The final season, final war or battle, which there'll probably be episodes after that because they got to wrap it all up. But yeah, it'll all go down really epically. You should watch it now that.
Oh no, I planned on watching it. I was just kind of waiting until it all came out.
The final 10th episode comes out on Sunday, so then you can binge 10 episodes. Which I kind of want to go back and binge them all now.
Having learned that from Game of Thrones,
But this is rote. It's finished.
Well, I know, but it's just the fact. When I did that, I hated having to wait week to week.
Okay, I know we're supposed to wait for
even so. If I don't even get started, I don't get addicted. Once I started watching Game of Thrones, I was fucking hooked.
I'll get spoiled though. I don't want to be spoiled.
Or you watch The Rings of Power?
The books.
Yeah.
No, I didn't watch that.
Oh man, it's so good.
No, there's black elves. I can't watch that. That's some bullshit.
But you don't care about the black hobbits, right?
No, I don't care about none of them. I don't
It's
give a
just the
fuck.
black elves that piss
Yeah,
you off.
whatever. No, I was just. I don't give a shit about any of it. Like that always cracked me up when I heard that they were mad at.
I don't think.
I was like,
people
they're
would know.
imaginary.
Like, not all the elves have long hair.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever. Who cares? But no, I was just never huge into Lord of the Rings. Like I watched the movies. I never watched any of the Hobbits. Like it was just. I just never got
Hobbit,
into it.
You know,
You're not missing much.
I swear to God, you're better off watching the original animated Hobbit series from the 70s or whatever the hell that came out.
I never even watched it then. Like I always saw it around. It just never caught my interest.
You're just more into comics than fantasy.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds weird, but yeah, like it's just a different kind of, like orcs and elves and trolls or whatever. Any of that shit, I'm just like, all right, well, cool. I mean, it's got its place. Like I said,
Are there not?
I watched Lord of the Rings, got a kick out of it. I enjoyed it.
There's
but,
trolls in Marvel, right?
like who?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
I mean,
There's got to be, right? Or like, I don't
There might
know.
be guys
Not
that can like
really.
transform into a troll-like thing, like Juggernaut. He's probably pretty close to a troll.
No, that's
He's not a
X-Men. He's a
troll.
mutant. What? Okay, so what
yeah,
about?
but he's like
what
the
about-
properties of a troll.
What was Thanos' army? Were those orcs? You know,
I don't know, whatever you want to call it. They have a name.
and I thought there was kind of like even tall things that were like trolls in that final scene or whatever.
I mean, I guess what's the matter? Whatever you want to call them.
What are those?
Like, I don't know. They have names. Like he never rolled around with this big army and shit. Like that wasn't.
Well, you know what I'm talking about from the movie.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Like it wasn't like it was in the comic books, and so I wouldn't like. He never had that. He never really had a bunch of people until recently. He started getting like the Black Order and shit. But that wasn't when I was into Thanos. He didn't have that. It was like him doing whatever he wanted to do. But yeah, they have names. I forgot. I don't know what they're called.
I mean, he has the stones. Couldn't he just conjure up some trolls?
Dude, let's not get started on that shit.
Is that not how they're
He had the
supposed to work?
stones. He could have done whatever the fuck he wanted. Yeah. Literally, just thinking about it. He could have just fucking done it. Oh, yeah. But
he killed himself. That's why. Like they didn't have an epic battle with Thanos when he had all the things or whatever.
He didn't
Infinity
kill himself.
Stones. Yeah.
He
whatever.
let himself be killed.
At the beginning.
What are you talking about?
He destroyed
The
all the
movie.
stones.
Oh.
Infinity War. Talking about.
You mean, well,
Endgame.
at the beginning of the Endgame,
Yeah. He kind of gave up.
Well, he did what he was gonna do.
I remember you always just talk about how he did it all for Lady Death.
That's what in the comics. That's what.
And
he
I thought
did,
that was
yeah.
a dumb thing to leave out.
Like he worships.
He's trying to impress the girl. He's not trying to kill half the galaxy.
Yeah, he's a
He's
romantic
doing
at heart.
it for a fucking Lady
He's doing
Death.
it for a chick.
Some
dude.
goth bitch.
Why do you think he hates Deadpool? Because Deadpool married Death. Pissed off Thanos.
Yeah, I thought it would have been fucking dope to see some like big tittied fucking goth Lady Death that like Thanos is in love with or whatever.
Not that Lady Death. Like the Lady Death in the comics is just a skeleton.
I know,
and
but
a
they would have
robe.
like turned it into modern size.
what-
Yeah.
Whatever. Some Vampirilla style.
Well,
Lady Death is why I always imagined
She
her.
walks around like that, but she presents herself as somebody else when she wants to.
Oh yeah, see, then it could have been really cool. They could have went dark and
But
like,
then,
seen a
generally,
skull in a mirror or something.
when she's being emotionless and not really wanting to respond or do anything, she's just a skeleton in a robe, just walks around, doesn't say shit, doesn't do nothing. And that's what also pisses him off because he's like, "You don't fucking tell me nothing.
Oh yeah,
Just tell me what you want."
as a lady would do. you
Yes,
know?
and she's got his like.
What is
well,
that?
Is that
no,
Lady
I mean it's a more older.
That looked like the Green
version,
Goblin.
sort of. Like more like that one. The skeleton. No, to the right. More like that.
Skeletor.
No, like a skeleton.
Ooh yeah, that's sexy though.
Yeah, she's more like that.
Big tit skeleton.
So does she have fake boobs then, or
How does
No, I said
skeleton
more
have
like
tits?
that. She didn't actually have boobs in the
It's a
in the
chest
original
plate.
Thanos.
Chest
no,
plate.
or in the original Infinity Gauntlet, she just had a big robe. She like, you know how like what is it, monks or whatever put their arms in their robes like that.
Yeah.
So she walked around like
Jedi
that.
do that.
But she didn't have like a form. She was just literally like it
Here's
was almost
an
like if you draped a
animated
robe
one.
over a skeleton.
so they have more of like the Hispanic style Dia de los
Oh,
Muertos
yeah.
painted on a face
Day of the
versus
Dead.
an actual skull?
That would have been dope too.
But yeah, they would have done
Like a
something like
short
that.
button?
But yeah, like I said, and then when she would turn around, she would actually.
So let me ask you about the new phases or whatever of Marvel. Have you been keeping up?
I've seen some of it.
Because I'm not excited about any of it.
I'm kind of
There's
sick and
some
tired of all the
stuff.
superhero.
That's why
shit
I was
movies.
talking about. I'm more excited about what Black Adam's up to than anything that's going on in Marvel right now.
Well, I'm excited about Wakanda coming out. I think
Yeah, that's
gonna be
next
good.
month, isn't it?
I think the rumor is they're
you
bringing
don't
back
like Black Elves.
Killmonger. No, fuck them.
What I mean? Come on now.
No, Wakanda forever.
All right, that's fair enough.
But I think there's a rumor that I don't know where I heard it, but they might be bringing back Killmonger, not like in life, but as you know how they go into like that spiritual world and like they ask their forefathers for advice. Whatever, like he's supposed to be in there, and so he's going to help guide. I think it's Shuri is going to be.
Yeah, she has to.
Yeah, so that's why when she shows up, she's got some gold in her armor.
Okay.
Where
in the Black Panther one that we saw or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where in the original Black Panther, it was all silver.
Yeah.
And hers, like Killmonger's was gold. Well, she pops out. She's got gold tints in her armor.
Gold tits?
Tints. Tints.
Sorry, I heard tits. But
you did.
That's part of Wakanda.
She got gold titties, son.
So is Bozeman going to be in it?
No.
You don't think so? You don't think they'll find some like footage of him
I
to
think
like
could, but
fade away, again or something?
It could.
It's going to be a dedication, obviously, to him.
Yeah.
The picture and everything. But
Maybe just put his head on a spike.
I mean, they could do that. They have the technology. They like 3D scanned
I guess they could do
too.
anything, so.
They 3D scanned him. They can Luke Skywalker him into it,
I'm sure they could. Well, and then if they do, even if they put him in like that shadowed realm, I can't remember what the fuck it's called. Almost people were kind of translucent. Is it translucent and it's see-through or sort of see-through?
Mm-hmm. They were Force ghosts?
No, but it was because it was their spirits. So they weren't.
I don't the fucking spirit.
I don't really remember them being really detailed and like like that to where they couldn't do a CGI and make it look better than trying to be.
Honestly, wasn't
like
that
Henry Cavill's mustache
with the Black Panther movie, the original one? I don't remember it that much.
Oh, because you hate black people?
No, the Elves. We've talked about that.
Oh, okay.
No, I thought it was an okay Marvel movie.
Black Panther.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that was because people liked Killmonger. Like he was more relatable than a lot of villains.
I could see that.
And like he actually had a cause, and a reason. Like
when he goes into the museum, is probably the one scene that sticks out.
Yeah,
because
he's like, this is my fucking culture. Like,
yeah.
And so people kind of feel
but
like
he's kind of like fucking all just like suave and shit the whole time. Yeah,
I think it had a lot to do with him. But I thought the movie was solid overall. I'm excited about the new one. It's kind of weird that Namor's. He's not Mexican. I don't know what they say he is. I don't know what they call it.
Like a Mayan.
Yeah, it's like a Mayan, but it has its own societal name. I don't know what they call it.
He's from Atlantis, right?
No, they changed it. It's not Atlantis. That's what throws me off. It's like they changed the name
from
of
Iowa.
Atlantis.
The gambling boats, casinos.
Cedar
Atlantis
Rapids
Casino, huh?
Just Cedar Rapids.
Well, what the fuck? I was excited to see Atlantis, just like Aquaman or something.
Well, it's going to be the same concept. It's just not called Atlantis.
It's a city under the ocean.
Yeah, there's a city under the ocean. It's like an entire society. But the good thing about
it's called again, not Atlantis.
Rumors.
Not Atlantis.
They might try to fucking shoehorn Dr. Doom being behind what happens. Because I think people.
Oh, is he the new big bad?
I think there's.
I thought it was going to be Galactus
saying,
or whatever.
They're going to bring out a bunch of them. I mean, the TV shows have lined up. What's his name?
Oh yeah, Dr. Doom's always one of my favorites.
Yeah, Dr. Doom's going to be awesome. Not Morpheus. The guy that was like at the. He was in Loki.
Oh, I forgot already. Kane.
Yeah, Kang the Conqueror. Like, he's a big bad guy. Then they're talking about bringing in High Evolutionary. He's already they did a Comic-Con, I think.
I also thought that they were going to do like a universal battle or something too. Like two universes are going to crash.
Henry Cavill playing Doctor Doom?
Nothing's confirmed, I don't think.
Something says that here on fandomwire.com.
Oh, that's just a fan cast, I'm sure.
It's from just like a month ago.
I mean, he could, but Doctor Doom was never really that yoked. He wasn't huge. He was always in armor. But
who would be a good Doctor Doom then? Because I don't really know Doctor Doom. That's the four.
The thing with Doctor Doom is most of it he's going to be behind a mask. You're not really going to see it. So face wise, I don't really care.
Oh,
it would be almost like a Ultron thing where James Spader just killed it with his voice.
Yeah.
So it could be like just a good voice actor, like just somebody that has a good.
Chris Pratt.
No,
because he's in everything.
No, he's got to be like an angry older man. So it's kind of you want a gruff sounding
Harrison
voice.
Ford.
Oh, that'd be great.
Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
Why are you talking to me?
But he's also really, really fucking cocky. So he's got to have an air about him, like he's above you.
So you know him from the comics. How do you know Doctor Doom? Who's from the Final Four?
Fantastic Four.
There you go.
Fantastic Four. I was trying to say it.
Yeah, he was not spawned from a basketball tournament.
Good. But how do you know him?
We used to have these little action figure games. Like I think they might be called Clicks. The base, kind of like it's a tabletop game. I think you would line your guys and maybe be on a grid, or maybe you had to measure stuff out. I don't remember which. I think it might have been a dice element, maybe. Yeah, and then like if you won certain things, the other guy would take damage, and they'd have to 1 or 2, 3 clicks, whatever.
Sort of like a Dungeons and Dragons, I think.
Yeah.
And as your guy got clicks down, like his HP goes down, but there's like certain parts where like, some guy maybe like when he gets hit, he's known to get angry. So if that happens to that guy, you hit him once, and all of a sudden he beefs up. Some people like when they're about to die, all of a sudden get like a surge of energy, and they hit their most powerful state.
Sounds dope as fuck.
Yeah, I actually have a few of them sitting around the house somewhere. I don't remember how to play though.
Never played them. I was too old, but I kind of wanted to. It's like, why couldn't they have this shit when I was a kid?
My brother got really into them. He was younger than me, so I don't really know exactly how the game went. I think I played with him once or twice.
But what are the other characters?
It was the whole comic universe.
Huh.
Spider-Man. You could get Xavier.
Okay.
How do you know Doctor Doom?
I every time you say Doctor Doom, I'm imagining the Silver Surfer.
Oh.
Like, I don't even know what Doctor Doom's face probably looks like, to tell you the truth.
Burnt to a crisp because he's got a fucking...
But I don't know what his mask looked like.
Oh. Fucking show me.
Show me.
There's a lot of pictures.
Yeah, Doctor Doom's bad. He's fucking awesome.
Okay.
But he's like... he rules his own country, Latveria. And, like, he's a dictator, total dictator. But it's also the only... Like, they have no disease, they have no poor, they have no homeless, they have not, like, they live in just like a perfect society. It's just that he's in charge of fucking everything, but that's why, because he's a genius, he's rich as fuck. Like, they sing songs to him and shit.
So,
like, every song on the radio has changed to include Doom in it. So it'd be like, instead of All You Need Is Love, they sing All You Need Is Doom. They have a celebration.
Doom.
Yeah, every song they replace like Doom and they put Doom in it. Those are the only songs that they listen.
So why or how is Marvel going to ruin Doctor Doom?
That's all they've done so far.
Exactly. How are they going to ruin
twice
him?
And they keep fucking it up. Well, they've gotten better at making movies, but
they made him twice in the Final Fours, Fantastic Fours.
Yeah, a couple times.
I only remember watching the one with Chris Evans.
Well, no, there were actually 3 times because there was 2 fucking Fantastic Four movies, and because that's every time there's Fantastic Four, they bring in Doctor Doom. Like they're fucking arch enemies. They always have been. So anytime they make Fantastic Four, they bring in fucking Doctor Doom. Yeah. But it's 2 shitty movies and 2 shitty versions of it. 2 shitty versions of Doctor Doom.
So how are they going to ruin him again?
I don't know. Stop bringing that into existence, and maybe it won't fucking happen.
Third time's charm.
I mean,
like I said, they've learned to make better films since then.
So okay, so besides Wakanda, what else are you excited about? Because I can't. I heard the Blade thing might even get canceled.
What?
They have a new director.
Oh, that's fine. They replace directors all the
Who's
time.
playing Blade?
We've looked it up before.
I forgot what his name is. He's got, I think, one of those pretty unannounceable names.
He looks like an elf, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. Like a modern elf.
I mean, the original's so good.
Oh yeah.
Dan was
Wesley
talking
Snipes
about
and
the last
those.
time.
Those are awesome.
Yeah.
Is it Mahershala Ali?
Sounds like, yeah.
That sounds right. Yep. I'll never be able
It was
to.
a name I was not going to try to pronounce.
I will never even remember that name. We'll have to do that every time.
Unless
Mahershala.
Yeah, the original movies were awesome.
So.
But even before then, I don't know, and I could just be in my own head, but I think one of the first Marvel movies, if not the first Marvel movie ever done, was Howard the Duck.
By George Lucas, even.
Yeah, I don't know if he directed it. He had something to do with it.
He was producer, at least, on it. Wow. I
watched
watched that movie
he's Marvel,
at my grandma's. I just remember being like, what the fuck?
It might have been like one of the earliest, more successful ones. I'm sure they might have done other ones, but I thought I read that somewhere. But that movie was always great. I never realized it was Marvel.
Was that what started you down the path or whatever?
No, I didn't even realize it until
was there
even
like a
as
short
I knew it
about him or something?
I never thought about it. And it just, oh yeah, it's Howard the Duck. Like to me, because it doesn't come off like a comic book.
Aren't they does something with him? Does he have his own movie or
he's
like
been
a
in a
TV
couple
series or something?
They've talked about a spinoff because he's been in a couple of like the end credit scenes. things like that. Where the one time he was sitting there drinking something, he used to be in the glass containers that the Collector had.
Yeah, that was a Guardians thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, and they have another movie.
Yep.
I will watch that one.
That'll be a good one. Well, it's gonna be Adam Warlock. That's gonna be fucking awesome. Adam Warlock should have been involved with the whole Infinity War. Like he was involved with the Infinity Gauntlet. He was like, because he was born, I think, in the Mind Stone or the Gem or the Soul Stone. No, he was born in the Soul Stone, I think, like originally in the comics or whatever. But he comes from the Soul Stone, so he has a real deep connection.
Does he play funk music or bass guitar or anything like that?
No, not that kind of soul, man.
Damn,
it's not like
I mean, if you have the Reality Stone, you could make it happen, though.
You could.
I have a question. So, when Doctor Strange basically saves the day, does he really save the timeline?
When does he save the day?
Doesn't he help them reverse everything?
What
he had to find the correct He went through all the realities.
He looks at them all. He looks at them all and just and says the right thing to Tony, I guess, right?
So, do you think he actually saved, our timeline or whatever? In the movie, or do you think he just kind of actually just ended up in the other timeline?
He just went into a different one.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he doesn't realize the difference. I don't know.
No, I don't. I think that's too trippy to think about, Derek.
I don't think they put that much thought into it.
I think the real thing is the real savior is the rat that pulled
the one that hit the fucking
out
hit
of
the button
out of the thing and brought Ant-Man back into our reality.
He is the savior.
Yeah. Thank God for that rat. Otherwise,
the new Ant-Man should be interesting.
There's another Ant-Man?
Yeah, Quantum Mania.
Oh, yeah. He'll get replaced by his daughter.
They all do. I'm excited about Deadpool 3.
Oh, I'll agree with that one. I will
Hugh
look forward to
Jackman.
that one.
Yeah.
I thought that was a fucking prank at first. I was like, we look at it, and me and my friend were watching. I'm like, that's not him. No.
Him and Hugh Jackman have been having fake Twitter beef forever.
Oh yeah,
I think they're
good
that's
friends,
not even beef.
Oh, they're 100% friends.
Yeah.
My only worry is that
what else has Hugh Jackman done though?
He did Les Miserables. He did The Greatest Showman.
He was still doing Wolverine back then. I'm talking about recently, since Logan.
He's making another Wolverine since recently.
All right.
But hey, I'm excited for it. My only concern is, and it's probably going to happen, it'll be Ryan Reynolds' last Deadpool.
Just because be surprised.
Yeah.
It'd be like the dream. He's always wanted
a trilogy
this to happen. Well, not just a trilogy, but a Wolverine Deadpool movie. That's kind of.
Do you think they'll have the X-Men kids there?
If they're bringing in Wolverine, they might.
Oh yeah, why wouldn't
they? Brought him in on that kind of cameo appearance.
That's what I'm saying.
Back. So that was without him. So they might actually have speaking parts.
What are you talking about?
The young versions of the X-Men, because they're all young now.
But I don't think they're going to use those people because it's in Marvel now, right? That was all Fox.
They might.
They're not going to have Sansa back as Jean.
I hope not.
Exactly.
But that's me. That's a personal opinion. They might have liked it. I don't know. I haven't liked anything the X-Men have done with shit. I can't think of
her real name. It's something. No. Sophie Turner, I think.
Yeah, Sophie Turner. I was like, no, it's Sansa. I don't know.
Yeah, you knew exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah. I don't need to. Yeah.
Another person that's like, what else is she going to do? She's always going to be known as Sansa.
She's Sansa.
I forgot she even played Jean.
Yeah, she did 3 times.
Yeah.
Or more even. Maybe at least 3, I would say. I don't know. The first one of those was good, and then I stopped watching.
Is it because it's covered 3 decades and they've all aged like 10 years?
But Hugh's still in there.
But it's been the 60s, 70s, and 80s. They're still just young.
The X-Men?
Yeah. All those.
Well, Wolverine doesn't really age the same way as other people.
No, but I'm talking about them. X-Men. Like the rest of them. Because look, they were all in there. What was the...
99, 2000, something
Days
like that.
of Future Past, where they go back to fucking the start of the Cuban Missile Crisis. That was, what, 70s, 80s?
60s.
Yeah, 60s. They went back to the 60s. They were around.
Well, yeah.
Then the next one was like in the 70s, 80s, I think. And then the 90s.
I don't know, man.
So they've gone like
that timeline gets a little
multiple decades, and they barely aged.
Well, we also live in the 20s now, if you think about it. So that was even 30 years ago.
Well, yeah, I'm just talking about in the timeline of their movies.
Yeah.
Like, because they're still, and technically in their films, they're in like the 90s.
Well, what about the one where they're in the future with all those like robots that are killing
That's
them?
Days of Future Past.
What year was that?
But those, they used the old X-Men. Because they had they had, Halle Berry as Storm.
Yeah.
They had them all grown up. They had the older versions of them.
Well, I don't think they'll use any of them. I think they'll all be recast. Besides Hugh Jackman.
If they bring him in.
Well, if they bring in Wolverine in the next ones, it will be.
Well, they've had the same Professor X. Well, except when they go young.
I think Marvel will get their own. Or are they even doing like an X-Men movie? Or what's the plan with that?
That's the plan. I think it's as of yet like untitled. Like there's just a project that they're talking about. Like because they finally brought up the word mutant. I guess in a show. I don't remember which one.
I stopped watching those shows.
When do you think we start getting mutants in the real world?
They're among us, I think.
Yeah, it's like, who says we haven't?
People have mutant genes
People
all the
born
time.
with all kinds of weird shit.
Well, I mean, like with superpowers. Come on. Not just like, oh, look at that freak.
Telekinesis?
Yeah.
You think
Who's to say it doesn't exist and the government has it locked up?
I mean,
no, we'd know.
No, the government would take it, right?
They can't even keep UFOs
100%.
away from us. Like, no, we'd know.
If there was someone that could run as fast as the world possible, wouldn't they also take the government take him?
you have to catch him.
We don't have it. We would know.
I don't know.
They'd drug him or something, they'd find
I think we're more than likely to just become like that from augmenting our bodies with machines.
Oh, we're cyborging.
I think rumors,
transhumanism.
like rumors would get out before they could actually cover it up. So you'd hear rumors about it. Like, because there's always rumors.
That's
Smoke
a great
before the
album.
fire.
But there's also been like profits and stuff, that the government has taken. There's conspiracies that there's like some Russian kid that could like predict the future or whatever.
Okay, those are conspiracies. I ain't seen nothing.
Well,
I never heard this before.
Man. Conspiracy.
I saw this thing on, I think it was Twitter.
Reddit.
Of course it was.
I forgot what it was. It was like somebody put in, they asked an AI to do the evolution of humans.
Oh, I've seen that. They kind of look, it was like kind of weird
the
looking.
Stop motion where it's like the monkey.
It starts with the monkey, and then we basically turn into like the city.
Cool.
We turn into like a building.
Oh, and it's like straight
like,
lines and shit at one point.
Yeah, it was like that's
cool.
pretty fucking crazy. I was like, huh.
We talked about the AI generated art a while ago. It's interesting, Who is the real artist? The computer or the person putting the information in? The programmer? So program is art now?
Yeah. I mean, it kind of always has been. Video games have made an actual art. I mean...
Yeah, but that's also... I mean, yeah. I don't know.
It's,
Even like Tetris is art?
I think so, yeah.
Pong?
Yeah. It's a action usable art. Like...
Interactive art.
Interactive, yeah.
Yeah. Well, someone's expressing themselves in a way.
I mean, somebody designed it. It came out of somebody's brain. They put it into fucking manifestation and created something that you're looking at and enjoying.
Yeah. And they were using the technologies of the time,
Yeah, I've always thought of it as video games as like art. Especially now. I mean, fuck, it literally is art.
Well, yeah, a lot of artists.
They have art teams, like, designers and all that shit. So it's literally...
You play video games still?
Yeah, more on my phone. Not so much my...
Man, I haven't had a phone game in so long.
I haven't played any sort of video type game in a long time.
You've never had a mobile game on your phone?
I've had a few. I never played them for very long. And that's literally only been a few I've ever had over the course of having a smartphone for 8-ish years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm old. I don't like people, so I just tend to stay home and play on my phone instead of doing things.
No, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Every now and then I get out, but, not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was.
You got me, I think.
What?
I got it.
Did you get it? Sorry, I threw a country song at you. Mess you up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not
as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was.
All right.
So I was like, hey, I get up and get off the couch one time. But I'm not going to keep doing this shit every day.
Let me tell you, I'm not much for social graces.
Yeah,
I'll just slip on down to the oasis.
Oh, God. A lot of long,
I play that on a jukebox sometimes.
Hazy nights at Bushwhackers.
Oh, yeah. Is that place still open?
It's under new management.
I thought it was Stocks and Bonds or whatever.
They moved. The old owners moved to Stocks and Bonds. Bushwhackers is still open. It's just kind of
Bushwhackers.
Yeah.
Where's Jack
kind of a different place.
Where's Jack?
He's over Stocks.
I want to go see Jack. I've actually seen that.
It's basically the same. Yeah, from time to time. I don't go there as much as I used to.
Let's go.
My niece was working there for a while, so she was. I would go there and hang out with her just to hang out. And my cousin TJ, he's divorced now, so every now and then he pops out and goes to go see the family. Because like I said, Jack still works there.
Before.
Huh?
I feel like I've met him before.
Probably. His mom is where we shot Julia's daughter at.
Okay.
So I'm sure he's been around at some point or another.
You guys shot Julia's daughter?
Yeah. She wouldn't shut up.
You just incriminated yourself, brah.
Right in her fucking Mindy's ass face.
Find that Julia. What? I say no last name. There's got to be a million dead Julias in the world.
Probably all in the Missouri River right now.
Which is at record lows.
Yeah, no, we still go there from time to time. If you ever want to go out there one time, so let me know. We'll pop out there.
Stocks?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm down.
It's what is it, like 84th and Park or something like that? 80-something in Park?
It's right at the end of L, I thought, or whatever. Or no, Q, wherever. Near that.
It's kind of by Q, but yeah, it's like 84th and Park Drive. It's right by, you know where Spaghetti Works is?
Yeah.
Right there? It's right in that same plaza.
Right on the edge of Ralston or whatever.
It's in the same plaza.
Yeah, it's not really that far from
They actually have a sign now. For a while there, they didn't have a sign.
Really?
Yeah. But
have you ever been?
Which place is this?
Stocks and Bonds.
Stocks and Bonds or Bushwhackers? Any of those places?
Where's Bushwhackers at?
Bushwhackers was
on 84 or no, 90. On Q in Ralston or whatever on that curvy road kind of.
That was that was the one right off Main.
Main, yeah. That's where Q
right across from
into.
the police station right there.
Yep. I don't think so. I've been to the bowling alley right there.
What was the bar that we used to go to all the time down there in Ralston? With
was it Keno? Or was it
No, it was with your buddy that played guitar was always there.
In Ralston.
Yeah, what was his name?
Do you play it live at the bar?
No, he used to come over and you would play guitar with him.
Oh, Matt?
Yeah. Whatever happened to Matt?
He's still around.
Hit him up.
Randomly, I get texts from him sometimes.
Really? We should have him. Why haven't we podcasted with him?
Man, I haven't actually talked to him for like over a year probably now. I think Paige ran into him like earlier this year.
Oh, yeah, that's how you knew him too, was through Paige, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, hit him up.
I got his fucking bass amp here.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Apparently you don't want it.
When was the last time you guys even played guitar together?
Oh, man. I'm not sure if he was ever at my last house, so I guess that'd be about 6 years or something like that.
Yeah. Well, quite a while then, huh?
Yeah.
So awesome. I'm gonna go see go to Citizens Ball tomorrow. Arson City fans.
The what?
The Citizens Ball.
What is that for?
The Citizens Ball?
Citizens?
It's Arson City. It's like the show they put on every year. Their citizens are like the fans because it's Arson City.
Yeah.
So the citizens are the fans. It's a band.
Okay.
It's your
buddy.
A
local band.
What's his name?
The bass. Matt is.
Yeah.
Matt's in the band. Alex was, but he's not anymore.
It's not the same Matt, is it?
I don't know. I doubt it. Matt the bass. I'm sure you would know his last name.
No.
Okay.
But no, yeah, and we've known him for years and years. My niece worked their merch booth.
You've talked about it for a long time.
Oh yeah, we've been fans for years.
Because they play one show on every year, or
no, they do a bunch of shows, but like the Citizens Ball
one.
is like their big thing.
Yeah.
Like they sell. I think they do. Like they'll do like an acoustic show. You can get like VIP tickets, and like they got a lot of loyal fans.
Wait a second, this isn't the barbershop thing that we did that one time, is it?
The what?
You remember when we did that?
The barbershop?
You remember when we like recorded a barbershop like a cappella group? I have this vague memory.
Barbershop Quartet?
Barbershop. Is that what it's called when they like
barbershop? Yeah.
When they have those little hats and shit. Like, didn't you and I record something like that one time?
I don't think so.
Were they all harmonizing and shit?
We might have. I don't know.
Was it at J&S? I don't remember.
Smoked a lot of weed since then. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe.
recall that, but it's entirely possible.
I thought it was you and I and maybe even Kenyon recorded them. Maybe it was J&S.
We did. I was doing it as a favor for my buddy Skip. It was in that big auditorium. And we had 2 cameras set up.
It was somewhere that I had never been before. That's what I remember.
I think it was a high school. Because we had.
Could be.
It was an auditorium.
Oh.
And we had a camera up top that I was doing.
It was Burke.
I think you were up here and I was working down the floor. Yeah.
Damn.
Okay, I do remember that. Holy shit, I forgot about that. Good Lord. Wow, your memory is impressive.
It's this weird memory that I have in my head. Like, how did that happen again? I was at a barbershop concert.
I completely forgot about that.
It stands out in my memory for some reason.
Oh, now it does. Yeah, I remember exactly.
Because it was a random weekend.
Yeah, I was doing that for my friend Skip.
A barbershop quartet?
Yeah.
That's what it's called, right?
You kept saying, like, we recorded a barbershop in a gym.
I knew what he was talking about. It's a barbershop quartet.
It took us a little while.
Well, no, but I know what a barbershop quartet is. I knew you were talking about a barbershop quartet. I just didn't think I filmed one until you kind of... I was like, oh, yeah, I did do that.
Don't you hate that when you, like, have those weird memories? Like, wait a second. Did I do that? Or was that a dream?
Yeah.
Or, like,
100%. It's kind of nice, though, because I'm like, wait, that was real. I didn't hallucinate that. All right. That's good. Just glad I'm still there.
Do you have any dreams like that? Memories?
Well, it's making me wonder what's going to happen when I go to the pearly gates and they're like, well, Derek, here's your life's timeline. Like, I don't remember doing that.
Well, that never happened. Oh, wait. Yeah, that might have happened.
Yeah,
actually.
they just flash.
Oh, thank God that one was just a dream.
What I think is, I think I have a picture of it, and that's why I kind of remember it. I feel like that's what helps, is when you take it's just one single picture. I probably had it on a flip phone, maybe even. No, I bet I had a smartphone back then. But, yeah, it helped out.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's impressive. Yeah, we shot the shit out of that thing. That was great.
Oh, I did get caught up. Well, I don't know if I've seen them all yet that are available. Andor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I got all the way up to when he... Have you watched any of it?
Oh,
Star Wars
He shoots the guy after the big heist.
Okay, yeah.
And the next episode I think I've watched.
Where he's on the beach?
Yeah, and he gets put in the slammer.
Yeah. Yep.
That was weird.
It was a little odd for Star Wars, but I don't know, man. I'm digging it. I like that.
Yeah, I know. I've enjoyed it a lot.
It's something completely different, you know, but yet it's still...
It's a spy espionage series.
The whole Mon Mothma shit is like... It's kind of Game of Thrones in the Star Wars era, is the way I'm looking at it at this point. You know, it's political intrigue and the rebellion's kind of starting. It's a ragtag group.
I have enjoyed watching... that Mon Martha, that guy, whatever you said his name was. He's the antique stealer.
Fuck, I forget his name. That's Skarsgård, the actor, but I don't remember the guy's name.
I don't think you're supposed to know his name. He goes by many of
them.
Well,
he has obviously two different personalities.
That we know
kind of. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Did you watch Dahmer?
No,
I need 2 episodes. It was so fucking dark.
You're in
I
only
can't watch
2?
anymore now.
You stopped.
I watched 2 episodes. I haven't seen any more since. Someone told me at the first 6 episodes or something, it's just becomes the same shit over and over again.
Oh, really?
And then the last 2 episodes are, I think, good.
So it's over. Well, it's over, right?
The difference is it's not written. I mean, it's written, but it's it's the same shit over and over again because he kept doing the same shit over and over again. Yeah. The idea is that he just kept getting away with it. He did it a bunch.
Is it over?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I think it all came out at once. It's a Netflix thing.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it just
it's
came
only
out.
8, 10 episodes?
10 episodes, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll watch it at some point. Once football's probably over.
Well,
that takes most of my attention.
The people I've talked to about that have watched it, they were too young to remember any of it, and I'm just like, I remember all of that. I was making jokes about it, and
really,
oh yeah, yeah, I was around when that was happening. I was like, holy shit, yeah, that Dahmer jokes were. I was riding those hard.
What's
for a
a
while.
Dahmer joke?
Dahmer than a sack of rocks.
Any kind of joke about eating people or killing people.
Yeah, you're lucky Jeffrey's not here. Is it Jeffrey?
Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer.
Does he refer to himself as Jeffrey?
Well, that was the weird thing in the whole show. It was Jeff. He was always Jeff.
Well, yeah, because you use you have your street name or whatever.
As the whole public knows, was Jeffrey Dahmer. It wasn't Jeff Dahmer. That's why it sounded weird just to hear people say it. But yeah, no, I just remember
That's cool.
Being around when it happened, so it was I watched it and I was kind of like, yeah, that's kind of what happened. It was I mean, obviously I don't know details, but
do they take the media into it or whatever, where they the media's covering it the whole time?
No, because the media didn't really cover it. He didn't get caught until the last one.
Oh, they weren't I guess finding bodies because he was eating them.
Yeah, he was eating them. The bodies.
I know a lot more about
the messed up thing is the police had been there to respond to these different calls, like
multiple times.
I heard that.
Like it was like a 14-year-old kid. And that's part of what's messed up is a lot of them were underage and stuff like that. And one of them was like 14, like escaped.
Did he say he killed the 14-year-old's brother too, or got accused by the brother for like?
He tried to kill the brother originally because he would take young kids out, offer to buy him beer or whatever. He's like, hey, I'll buy you some beer. They'll be sitting around the liquor store or whatever. Or he'd go to gay bars or whatever. But I think the underage kids, he would kind of offer to buy them alcohol, then take them back, drug them, then do all of it.
Eat them.
I think he tried to do it to one of the brothers, and then he ended up running into that kid's brother at a later point, and he was like, yeah, you messed with my brother or something. And he was like, so why are you here?
And I'm going to eat you.
Yeah, well, and then, I mean, according to him, he would drug them. They'd be unconscious. Then he would strangle them because he didn't want them to suffer. And then he would cut them up and eat them and stuff.
Oh, I thought he ate them alive.
No.
Oh.
No, he like cooked them and shit. They
cooked some.
Yeah, they found like a head in his fridge, multiple heads maybe.
He ate the whole body. I think he like made stock.
He liked
the
hearts, I think.
Oh, that makes sense. That's fine with that.
I don't know if he made stock with all the bones.
What did he do with the bones?
He was throwing stuff into vats of acid and dissolving them.
Yeah, because
he was collecting the bones out of that.
He was trying to make acid zombies. He was drilling holes in people's heads and putting acid in it, thinking it would because he.
But
saw
that would
something
taste good.
Somewhere where like they did it to rats to make them do certain things. They would burn parts of their brain or whatever. So he thought he could do it. And
he was like dissecting roadkill.
He essentially wanted somebody that would just stay with him forever. Like he was always worried about people leaving him and shit. He was really just a lonely guy.
He's still alive, isn't he?
No.
Did he get murdered in prison?
Yeah.
He got murdered in prison?
Oh, yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Jesus. Well, spoilers.
The shit. She got the shit murdered.
Is that in the show?
Yeah. That's what I asked somebody that watched the whole thing before I did. I was like, did they end it right? Because it ends a certain way. And they're like, oh, no, it ends. I was like, okay, just making sure. Yeah.
Did he get eaten?
No. No.
I mean, that we know of.
Well, we know. Harder to get away with that in prison.
Well, yeah, but the people that take him, you know.
That is true.
I know more. I know more about Ted Bundy than I do about Dahmer. So.
Well, yeah. I mean,
there's been more movies and stuff about Ted Bundy.
Yeah, and they've been around a lot longer. And Dahmer was like, I don't know if it was the cannibalism that kind of separated him from other serial killers.
Did he inspire?
And I think it was the
Hannibal?
people he preyed on, maybe.
Yeah.
That separated him from kind of the other serial killers. But I don't know, like.
He's not smart.
John
like
Wayne Gacy.
Silence of the Lambs.
I think sexually assaulted and murdered boys, like young boys. John Wayne Gacy did. So I mean, I don't know what the major difference is, other than one was murdering a bunch of white boys in Iowa and whatnot, and the other one was murdering black kids in Milwaukee.
Serial murder is different than serial eating.
Well, I know.
Cannibalism.
That's what I'm saying.
You know?
I think that cannibalism's got to be the only main difference.
Well, because like
he's just kind of held in a different regard.
Who's the last?
He wasn't stabbing nobody. He was
you know. When was the last time there was a famous cannibalism person?
It was not that long ago. There was
before Dahmer.
Oh, before Dahmer?
The cannibalist?
Who ate people before Dahmer?
I say lately, shit. That's what happened on 4chan.
Google.
Like,
Latest cannibal.
Last cannibal. There was that guy that
before Dahmer
met somebody on the internet. And the guy,
no, there's
a whole Cannibal Cafe, man. Like that was a whole thing.
What?
The Cannibal Cafe.
What is that?
It's like a dark web website or whatever. And
don't look up that, Derek.
One guy found another dude that was willing to sacrifice himself because he was like, I want to eat humans and I want to try human
Cannibal
flesh.
pleads
This guy was
guilty
like, cool,
to
you can murder me
eating
and
man.
Eat me. And he
met
did it
on Grindr.
And then, yeah, I think they filmed it all.
Well, there's also this thing that happened in Wayne that Derek and some guy wanted to get raped before he died or whatever.
He wanted to be the Gimp.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And he was like terminally ill. He was from Texas. It was right around when the internet chat groups were happening.
I mean,
and
goals.
He was terminally ill and always wanted to be a Gimp, connected with the florist in Wayne,
Dude,
who had a trap door
right next to campus. Literally.
No, it was right next to our house.
I feel like we've talked about this.
No, it was one on campus.
No, not that one. It was one by our house.
I feel like we've talked about
I had
this
friends
you
that worked
the
there.
florist. I remember the florist for some reason.
Dude, it went deep. Like the mayor, the sheriff, and everything.
Jesus.
Like
they're all taking turns.
And he lived like for a couple years.
No, it wasn't that long. He was there. He
was a gimp for a while and escaped.
He was there for like I think like 6 weeks or so, and started being like, I don't want to do this anymore. And they wouldn't let him go. And like finally, he was able to escape and like ran out of the place butt naked. Like right when they were trying to like do stuff to him. And
I guess he wasn't that terminally ill. Dude had some fight left in him.
I mean. Sometimes your sickness turns.
Fuck me to, he was like, fuck me to death. He's like, fuck, I ain't dying quick.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
So a man just last month pled guilty. He was accused of killing, dismembering, and eating parts of another man. Mark David Latunsky,
so that's
52.
One guy that killed one guy and ate him. But like, when was the last serial cannibal?
Yes, serial cannibals is a whole lot different than even just one cannibal eating one dude.
It's hard to get away with something like that for so long.
And that's part of what happened with Dahmer is because he was in a black neighborhood, an Elfie neighborhood.
Oh.
And so it had cops
city?
were ignoring it, Milwaukee.
Oh.
And so cops were ignoring it, like, it's run down so people aren't, especially in neighborhoods like that, people kind of stay to themselves. So there was one woman that was complaining, but I've heard there was some dramatic.
This is only pulling up Jeffrey Dahmer shit.
What I saw was that the cop that returned the kid or whatever got to like live out as a cop or whatever for another he retired.
Which I don't know if that's what happened. I kind of lost interest after it got all figured out, but in the show.
So you didn't finish the show?
No, I finished the show, but like in real life, I don't remember what happened. The cops were involved.
No, I heard that was the thing that the cop ended up retiring.
Yeah, they came back. They got like accommodation. Him and the other cop that got suspended for returning the kid because they thought they were picking on the cops. Still.
What does that mean? Accommodation?
Like a attaboy, like a reward.
Okay.
Well
done.
Here's an accommodation or accommodation.
All right, so here's one from Mexico. The cannibal of Atizapan, serial killer. He butchered the remains or gave the remains away as meat. He's like a meat vendor.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so he's a serial killer sentenced to life in prison earlier, I think just last year. Andres Filomeno Mendoza Solis, 74-year-old. Former resident of Atizapan, Mexico State.
What's body count?
He was arrested in May 2021 after an investigation. He was a former butcher who was originally from San Sebastian, Rio Dulce, Ayahuasca.
Checks out.
Admitted to killing and eating numerous women over a period of decades.
Jesus. Just women?
I guess that was. I could read more.
I've heard they have an extra fat layer, so like it's a little tastier.
It's just like a deer.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was selling off the extras that he didn't eat, passing it off as pork or wild boar meat.
Wow, that's.
They found
almost worse.
Investigators found over 4,000 bone fragments in his house. Wow. As well as lots of women's belongings to make up himself up.
You could smash one person's skeleton into 4,000.
They think it was
like how many
19 victims, 17 women, 1 man, and a child.
Wow.
All right.
I mean, yeah, it's Mexico, so everyone's just like, oh, it's the cartel, You can get away with that for quite a while, I feel like.
Yeah.
Jesus, that probably is still going on, too,
And they don't have a lot of countries don't really
people
have
are
respect for life like that.
I paid for pork, but, it's probably horse, and I'll still eat it. And it's fucking human.
You get a good enough price and you're hungry enough. It's meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said that he would show up to Mexico City with a cooler, quote unquote.
Wow.
Street meat.
Yeah.
Hey, I know how we can get rid of this homeless problem we have.
Jesus.
Makes me wonder about all the people that drove up to the construction sites I worked at selling us burritos and shit. Nah, those were good as fuck.
Yeah. The shit or the burritos?
Those are the best days. Both.
The shit after the burrito.
It's just a matter of which one comes first. Those are the good days. But yeah, that Dahmer thing was it was interesting. I remember they had a guy not around here, but it was like in Papillion, I think. John Jupert, when I was a kid. He wasn't eating people, but he was like kidnapping little boys. I think he assaulted them and murdered them.
Wasn't there a Dundee rapist at one point, I thought? I remember hearing that rumor.
Yeah, I think so. I remember hearing something about that. I mean, this was when I was a kid, so this was like in the early 80s. But shit, that back in the day, man, that's a quick way to ruin your childhood. We couldn't go out anywhere, couldn't fucking walk anywhere because this guy's driving around swooping kids up off the fucking streets and murdering them. And they kept finding bodies and shit. But I think it was only maybe 2. I think, it wasn't as big as some, but in Papillion, it was pretty, what the fuck?
People in Omaha, whatever, Papillion, would over-exaggerate and freak out about something like that.
Yeah, that was a good time. Good time to be alive.
Was it?
The 90s?
80s.
I don't know. I didn't grow up a lot in the 80s. I mean, towards the end, obviously, I was doing some cool shit, at least in my mind. I probably had more fun in the 90s, though.
Yeah. Well, you were older.
Yeah. And it was at that age, it was like up into my early 20s.
Do you think the 90s just had better music?
Than the 80s?
Yeah. You agree, Derek?
Wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend.
Yep, that's the perfect example right there. Can it get even better than that?
Yes.
No, that's tough. 80s music
Hey,
was
now.
fucking awesome.
We were merely freshmen.
You know what? I think you turned me. I think 80s music was better.
Well, he's singing the worst ones.
I know. It just reminded me of what came out.
Like Nirvana, Weezer. Yeah, Hanson's technically a 90s band, probably.
But see, 80s, you wouldn't recognize half the names of the bands. You would just know the song.
I mean, that's the same thing.
I mean, you just named a bunch of bands, but like in the 80s.
Hold on.
There's a lot of one-hit wonders in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Probably more than the 80s.
Probably, yeah.
Meatloaf had some hits.
I think a lot of that
didn't he?
probably has something to do with MTV.
Meatloaf did, for
all
sure.
Of a sudden, like,
Tom
music
Petty had
videos
his heyday.
I mean, MTV came out in like 83, so I think that, led to it because you didn't have...
Whip It.
Where were you going to see
Whip
music
It
videos
good.
Before then? You didn't really see music videos.
It was kind of the height of MTV, too, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I say,
Not
MTV
MTV
came out in the
but
80s,
MTV.
didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, 83, I
The
think.
video killed the radio
I
star.
want my MTV.
Yeah. That was first music video.
Violent Femmes?
Is it? Yeah, I think it is, isn't it?
There's a lot of music videos.
There's more music videos in the 80s than there are in the 90s, probably.
There's music
No.
videos made back in like the
No.
60s and
Because
shit.
90s
That's true.
90s were big on like...
Animals had one.
The MTV...
Video got cheap in the 90s, too. Like,
Oh, yeah.
digital video was invented.
But then they started doing all the countdowns and more bands popped up.
Yeah, they wouldn't even show the full video. They only show,
So I think
first
videos
minute of
got
it.
a lot more popular in the 90s. So they...
And then you can watch Beavis and Butthead and watch metal.
Beavis and Butthead did
music
watch their
videos.
own videos or whatever. Yeah, and just make fun of them. God, they should bring that back.
They did.
They did. I've tried to watch it, and it's rough.
Yeah, did they come back?
I think they came back again. Like, they came back once
come
not
back?
too long ago.
I hope
Went
they
away,
come on
and
the
then I
back.
think they came back again.
They're
advertising some new shit. I don't know if it's a new movie or a new show, but... Yeah.
Oh, yeah, wasn't there like a Do the Universe?
Yeah.
Do America. Oh, they had a second
That was
movie?
the movie.
I think the Do Universe just came out this year or something.
Oh, dumbass.
So yeah, I am
stupid.
probably a little too young for Beavis and Butthead.
Probably. Oh, yeah, I was in high school when it was at its peak.
Oh, so it was built for you.
Oh, yeah. 100%. It was... Oh.
Do you know some Beavis and Buttheads? Like, people that it was imitating or...
Yeah, I think anybody hangs out with anybody in sort of a heavy metal kind of crew. That they were that kind of... They were burnouts before they even smoked weed. Like, did you ever know burnouts before you knew about weed? Like, people that just...
No, the burnouts I knew had definitely been smoking weed.
Yeah, these... And it's... They're in their own bubble. Like, they don't talk to anybody else, so everything they have is just their own ideas, and everything they're going to do is they think it's great. And yeah, I've known people like that.
All right.
They're generally harmless.
I didn't go to a big school, though, so...
Neither did I, but we still had a couple people like that. But I went to some bigger schools at some point.
The like, two people that I knew that liked metal, and they were brothers, I guess, they were, like, semi-smart, just fucking poor, so...
Yeah, these kids weren't smart. Just poor. No.
Like
but we used to, I mean...
pig pen?
Yeah, we used to do impressions of them. Like, I mean, that was... Everybody doing cornholio was... Yeah, you get 1,000 laughs in a room with a good cornholio impression, shit like that, yeah. But I went through... I did Simpsons too.
I would say that was South Park for us, right?
Yeah,
probably. But yeah, I mean, we started because we had Simpsons before we had South Park. Or we had.
I watched a lot of Simpsons.
I was with Simpsons because that was on regular TV.
I got sent home because of a Bart Simpson T-shirt. That's the Simpsons were offensive to schools.
Yeah,
and all the shirt said was "Cool your jets."
The decency of that kid.
But it was the fact that it was Bart Simpson. They're like, you can't. Yeah. You gotta go home. You can't wear that.
He said, "What? Ate my shorts."
Yeah, that's what it was.
I can't handle it.
Dude, I used to wear Big Johnson T-shirts to school. Did you ever know what Big Johnson was?
No.
So it was a T-shirt brand, and they would make sexual innuendos on all their shirts. So my favorite one that I had was Big Johnson's Casino, and it was poker up front, liquor up front, poker in the rear. But it's liquor, like drinking. Liquor up front is the bars up front, and they play poker in the rear of the casino. But it's just Big Johnson's Casino. Liquor up front, poker in the rear. I walked around with that. Nobody said shit.
Because they didn't know better, you know?
But I'm just like...
You couldn't put two and two together.
I got in trouble for wearing a shirt that said bar on it. It was the Husker bar. It was like my baseball shirt. I wore it to school, and I got in trouble. Oh, granted, it was like my shirt from like junior high or something, but yeah, they didn't like that. That was the only time I ever got in trouble for wearing it.
Was it because it said bar?
It was because it was a bar. Yeah, and you can't have alcohol at school or whatever. Yeah, so.
I don't think I could live like that.
I had a shirt that said I heart beer on it. And I would wear it to school all the time on Fridays, but I'd put a piece of tape over beer and I would like write different random shit on there.
Yeah.
The first time I did it said I love cantaloupe. But one time I got my teacher, her first name was Angie. I think her last name, I don't want to give her name away or whatever, but so like I showed up.
It's probably good.
And I said, I love getting, it was really long. I love getting inebriated with Angie. And I already put other tape underneath of it. So I get into class. She's like, oh my God, you can't have that. Like freaked out. I'm like, don't worry.
Maybe it would have been less tape if you said just drunk instead of inebriated. What the fuck kind of cool kid were you?
I mean,
drunk, man.
But inebriated could be like different things or whatever, you know? You could be doing mushrooms.
I didn't want to say drunk, but because I was trying to be able to wear it all day. And luckily, you know, none of the teachers said anything.
Fucking teachers, man. Are you just glad they didn't like yell at you for wearing masks and shit? Put your mask on.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't have to do that.
Dude, I actually got paddled in school. That's how old I am.
Wow.
Yeah.
In what grade?
Did you like it?
First grade, maybe.
First grade
Yeah,
of the paddle.
I think it was.
Was it a nun?
No, it was a public school.
Yardstick.
I think it was in California. No, it was a fucking paddle. Like straight up. Did you ever see Dazed and Confused?
What grade were you in? My senior year of high
grade?
school, sex ed class.
A cricket bat, Dazed and Confused style.
But like, did you ever see the ones like the holes in it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it had holes like so less air resistance and shit or whatever. I don't know. I just remember it used to hang behind the principal's desk and shit. And this is the one time I seen it come off the fucking wall. That was interesting.
I've always heard the stories of principals that still have them hanging on the wall just for intimidation. You know, like,
that doesn't intimidate something you can't use. Like,
yeah.
No, it was
exactly because kids know you'll never take that off the wall. No, you can't.
Yeah, back then it was full on. They called my mom. She was like, "All right, I'm coming in. I'm gonna see this shit." Like,
well, you had it pretty easy back when my grandpa was in school. They had the paddle, but it was more like a rat bat. It had nails driven through it, according to him.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, it was
nails in the fucking paddle.
They also had to walk to school uphill both ways in the snow every day.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, shit. There was no such thing as child abuse back then. My mom smacked me one time. I told her I was going to call the cops. She's like, go ahead. They'll probably smack you when they get here for wasting their time. I was like, actually, that sounds legit. That might actually happen. Yeah, so, never called nobody.
That's exactly what they would do.
Yeah, I told her I was going to run away once. She was like, cool. Packed a bag, set me outside. There you go. Have fun. Shut the door. I was like, fuck. I guess I don't really know anybody. Don't really got anywhere to go.
Kind of hungry.
Just kind of turned around like, hey, I was just kidding. She was like, no, get your ass
I got
out,
a room you can rent.
Yeah, that was back when parents could be parents and shit. It was a pretty awesome time to live.
Yeah.
Shit, I work with kids now, and I'll just ask them shit I'll hear randomly on the internet or whatever, and I wouldn't want to be a kid nowadays. Fuck. On top of the fact you got to worry about getting shot at any time. For God knows what.
Shot? Like in school?
Yeah. We're not on the streets.
Well,
there's more shootings going on in the schools than there is in the streets.
That's very true. It's more dangerous.
It's more dangerous to be in school. Shit. But on top of that, like, there's a thing I had heard about it, thought it was a rumor, and asked the kids at work, and it's 100%. Like, one, I guess they all have laptops, and if they want to go to the bathroom, they have to open up an app and ask for permission to use the bathroom, and like they have to wait on the green light to let them know that they can go, and there's like a queue system because only 3 or 4 can be out at once. And
Jesus.
Yeah.
In what school?
The Millard schools. I don't know if it's Millard West, Millard South, whichever ones they go to. I think Millard West, maybe.
Wow. Oh, that's why you have to go to the bathroom now at school? Damn.
I'm like,
so Jesus. The teacher is like supposed to be like there, like.
I don't know if it's a teacher that does it or if it goes to like a...
Oh, the security desk?
Or something like that. I don't think it's the teacher.
Some relay board.
But, Jesus.
And I was like, do you guys just get issued laptops? They're like, yeah, beginning of school year, we get laptops. And I was like,
you can't just ask, can I go to the bathroom?
Apparently not.
They'll be like, open up your app.
Mikey has to go potty. He's been in the bathroom queue.
You got to get on there and you got to literally get a green light to go. I was like, Jesus. I don't envy these kids.
What if you got a shit real bad?
That's my first question. I was like, what if you got the shits? And just like, hey,
Nope, get in line.
Is there like
waited.
Really big problem in the bathrooms of like, I
don't fucking know.
I remember hearing
y'all
that
been
like,
in high school.
They're probably trying to keep people out of the halls where case a shooter comes through so you minimize the amount of targets.
But no, like, aren't kids vaping in the bathroom all the time nowadays or something?
I don't
feel like that was a couple of years ago already.
Probably.
When that was a big deal, like our concern that kids were vaping.
Well, the new concern is that people are wasting money to buy heavy fentanyl drugs and put it in kids' candy and hand it out. Here, I just spent $500 on fentanyl tonight.
Just
let me give it to the kids.
These kids are doing fentanyl in the bathroom.
That's what Fox News says.
Wow.
Well, no. What Fox News is saying, they're putting it in candy for Halloween.
Yeah, because that's good drug dealer etiquette right there. That's what they do. That's how they make that
money. They get you hooked early.
That's what you're doing with all those pills, Derek?
Yeah. My daily vitamins?
Trick or treat.
They're multicolored and everything. What they call it, rainbow fentanyl or something?
Oh, one day is for my beta protein, whatever. And the next day you get your, other nutrients. Vitamin B.
Vitamin D. Vitamin D, yeah.
No, I get my vitamin C from oranges on Fridays.
Oh, okay.
Vitamin K.
Yeah, you gotta do special K, right?
Yeah, but I don't have any special K. I have pistachios.
That's for the kids. That's in the Halloween candy.
A little special P.
Daddy, this Snickers is hollow and is making a shaking sound. Let me try that one, honey. Yeah, they tried that shit back in the day when I was a kid too, but it was razor blades. They were gonna put razor blades and everything.
I remember there was the there could be ecstasy or acid in the candy, and it was like, no, there's not, especially not where I was trick or treating at. So.
That's just what parents would say. That way, when you brought your candy in, they'd be like, I'm
going
to have some first, make sure it's not poison.
Oh,
see?
Is there a razor blade in here? No, better eat it just in case.
That's truth right there. No, all these Reese's are bad. I got to take all these Reese's.
Yeah.
What the hell?
No, I never put up with that shit. No one's touching my fucking candy.
I should totally do that to my nieces this year.
Would you guys
give them fentanyl?
No. Tell them, let me check their candy for razor blades, and then eat one and be like,
you got a trick and a treat. Congratulations. Enjoy the trip.
Ketchup packets ready.
When you guys went trick or treating, what'd you take as a candy container?
Different things throughout the years. I definitely remember as a little kid, having the bucket,
Did you ever make the paper mache one in class and paint it yourself?
No, I never made a paper mache.
We blew up balloons. We did paper mache, and then we got to paint them whatever you wanted, and then you could use it for your bucket if you wanted to. For
what kind of weak ass little buckets are y'all using?
I mean, I originally learned to graduate to a pillowcase.
Yeah, exactly.
My brother had a bag full of candy in a pillowcase and fucking bar of soap and socked me right upside the head with it.
Oh!
You need to be practically dragging that shit home by the time you're done. We used to hit it up.
Yeah, fucking Santa bagging that shit home.
Give me your candy.
Yeah, that was awesome.
There was definitely one Halloween. I feel like I was in junior high, maybe even almost a little too much, but I just walked around the entire town by myself or whatever. It was fucking great. Just seeing all these houses and
just walking around.
Well, trick or treating, but I feel like I did the entire town. It was 10 o'clock at night, and I shouldn't have been out there doing it. But
you're still looking for places with the lights on.
Exactly. And
all right, who's still playing?
There was a couple.
Oh yeah, late enough people just leave the bowl of whatever crap they have left over.
Yeah, but there was also a lot of people that fucking went all out and had like haunted houses and shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So
There's always people that do that.
Oh yeah, that's the new cool holiday.
They have
it's cool to like Halloween.
Bottom of the hill, my brother's house.
I was liking Halloween back before it was cool.
They have the spooky circle. These people like in the circle all just go all out with shit, and so I try to go down there on this time of year or in Christmas time too. It's always let's go to spooky circle.
You guys do horror movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking forward to anything coming up?
I've been watching something on Netflix right now. It's a series.
Has there been any good horror movies lately?
I was talking to my niece about it. She brought up a couple. There's one like Smile. I was getting that.
Is that the clown one?
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
It's the one
before.
where weird people are sitting there just smiling. I don't know what the deal is, but it looks pretty weird.
Isn't the Jordan Peele have another one coming out? I can't remember the name of it.
Midnight Club's what I'm watching.
I was like, what the fuck is
Jordan Peele? The last one he did was that Nope, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I thought there was an alien one he was doing or something.
That was Nope.
He's making that right now, isn't he?
Yeah, I think there's another one.
Oh,
I haven't seen Nope though.
Neither have I. I just heard. I think I heard like the twist is something to do with aliens.
Oh.
Or twist, whatever you want to call it. It's hard to with Jordan Peele's movies. Nobody talks about them.
Yeah, I don't really like seek out horror films though. I remember watching a couple last year around Halloween, but
that was my shit. I grew up with that. Explains a lot.
Did you watch I saw that they.
Hellraiser. They got a new Hellraiser coming out. I'm excited about that.
Oh.
They're remaking it. They're Pinhead's a chick now, so that should be interesting.
I could be into that.
But I mean, I think Pinhead was like a demon technically, so he could be whatever the fuck he wants to be.
I thought.
Sort of, yeah, because in a way, but definitely Pinhead's. I mean, he was born from a
that's
male.
fine. One gender swapping, I'm fine with. You know, like a demon, like
I'm more okay with that than I am like They had one monster in like the third Hellraiser that shot CDs out of its fucking mouth. I was like, that's a little stupid.
What?
Yeah, it's some like weird monster. They had like this.
In Hellraiser.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Yeah, but it was one of the not remakes, but one of the sequels that was not great. I think it was the third one.
Oh yeah,
it's like the third one's like a Hell on Earth or something like that. I think they come to Earth, but one of them like there's a guy that's got the clicky teeth and he's just chattering teeth, and one of them is like this thing. I don't remember exactly what it looked like, but it shot like CD discs out of its mouth, and I was just like, "Come on now."
Yeah,
that's no.
Did you just like put a fucking changer in there, maybe it spit them out or whatever?
Yeah, I'm like, what? Really? Come on. Because it was CDs were at that time. It was the '90s, and
speaking of things they're redoing from the '80s or '90s, I heard that Taika Waititi is redoing Time Bandits.
What else has that person done?
Never watched Time Bandits. What, Taika Waititi?
Taika Waititi. He did the Thor
movies, the last two,
and
Ragnarok and Love and Thunder. He's the voice
of
Jojo
Rabbit.
Yeah, Jojo Rabbit.
I don't know if I saw Jojo Rabbit.
I don't know if he directed, but he was in
the Star Wars
Free
stuff.
Guy.
I don't think he directed that actually.
I just know he was in it.
Yeah,
because he acts in a lot of shit too.
He was the droid in Star Wars Mandalorian.
He was Korg.
Mandalorian droid.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's what you're talking about.
Like the assassin one, at the beginning and then at the end of season 1.
Yeah,
that was him.
But did you watch? Did we talk Love and Thunder?
I haven't watched it.
Oh, anyway, go ahead with Taika Waititi. What about him?
I just remember Time Bandits was one of my favorite movies as a kid, and
I don't remember Time Bandits.
Might ruin it. Yeah, it's
like hearing about it, but I didn't watch it.
It's a unique. It's like a Monty Python kind of thing, or one of the guys from Monty Python had something to do with directing it, and I found out George Harrison actually produced it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Maybe worth checking out.
It was a bunch of midgets that like were running around in this fucking weird world. They could time flip or whatever.
I always mix it up with this old shitty movie called Ice Pirates. It was not
another 80s thing or whatever.
Oh, it was terrible, but it was so good and terrible.
I loved Willow as a kid too.
I never watched Willow.
Oh, you never saw Willow?
No. It wasn't. I wasn't into like that kind of fantasy stuff.
That's another Lord of the Rings.
Like I said, I was raised on horror movies, so I was still watching horror.
I'm surprised you've never seen Willow, Derek, because they're redoing that, or they're a sequel. And what's Warwick or whatever?
Warwick Davis.
Yeah, he was in the original Willow, and he's in the new one that they're coming out with.
Oh, nice.
That might be a TV show.
What's Willow about?
It's like a fantasy.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Val Kilmer is in it and shit.
Okay, so they do like a remake of it a while back?
No, I think it's coming out soon.
I think Val Kilmer's supposed to be in it. Like he makes a cameo. Is like this same
old character
or something.
Maybe,
I heard something about that.
I don't know. Maybe like his computer generated itself or whatever.
I don't know if it's a CGI version of him or what, but they said I'd heard.
I could see them talking about him in it or whatever.
I don't know. I never saw the original. I just remember Val Kilmer because I remember Val Kilmer was in one of those old fantasy movies from the 80s. Couldn't remember which one it was.
Yeah, it's Willow.
Yeah,
you should watch it, Derek. I think you'd like it. Especially
it's like that and like Labyrinth. Never watched Labyrinth.
Those I didn't watch that one until college.
Yeah, still never felt the need.
You don't like David Bowie or what? It's worth it for David Bowie.
Yeah, I mean, and
there's this whole conspiracy about it being like about mind control and fucking MK Ultra shit. You know,
I thought it was about trying to bang a young chick.
Yeah, and maybe even kids too. He's still
like
the little boy, you know. So it's fucking weird.
Yeah, that's all I've really heard about it. Like people tell me I should watch.
I think I've seen Willow before.
It's a cult, you know. Thing.
It's got its thing. I don't hate it. I just haven't gotten into it.
Right.
I was watching different movies back in the day. I was watching really terrible movies like The Beastmaster and
Beastmaster.
Oh, I love.
See, I feel like I don't even watch movies anymore. I don't have like 2 hours or even an hour and a half to watch a movie. You know?
Lately it's been rough. I end up, I don't have the time so much, and then if I want something, it's background noise, and I'll throw on a TV series. Like I don't really have time to sit down unless I.
Yeah. I listen
take a
to more
out of my
podcasts
life and plan on it.
You know,
I'll watch
TV
something, but
shows.
Yeah, network TV. I don't even know what the fuck is on network TV anymore. I don't.
Dude, I keep always seeing ads.
Stream everything now.
I always see ads for the La Brea while I'm watching NFL or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who watches that show?
La Brea?
Yeah.
So the tar pits.
But it's like a different world. Didn't they show a dinosaur or something?
All I know is it's the La Brea tar pits in California, and things keep coming out of it, and it just looks like a Lost show or just like all those like terrible...
It's like Discovery Reality.
Yeah, but it's on like CBS or whatever, right?
It's network TV.
Is it a scripted show?
I think so. It seems like one of those.
What do you mean you think so?
That they like make
up. They try to make it
week.
reality or seem like it.
Derek, don't try to fucking explain the show because the people that watch the show do not know what they're watching. They're probably so fucking dumb that they think that these CGI fucking mountain lions and
they're looking at their front.
Dude, you've never seen those ads watching NFL?
Yeah, they're on NFL.
What is this called again?
La Brea.
La Brea.
Yeah. LA space BREA.
Yeah, it's gotta be like the only network TV
Brea
show I know about. Besides, like,
I don't know what else is on. It's just because it's on football. I see it.
The Masked Singer and other dumbass fucking
all that
things.
shit. Yeah, I can't watch
Every time I see the commercial, I'm like, what the fuck? How is that still a thing?
I remember when it first started. Like, I don't even know how long ago it first started.
It's got to be 3 years now.
But I remember seeing it. I'm like, that ain't going to fucking last.
Yeah.
And I keep saying it. I'm like, fuck, that's still a thing. Isn't it just a tar pit? What the hell?
Yeah, that's all it is. That's what the
sloth bear.
Giant sloth bears, yeah.
Was the animation terrible?
Yeah.
There's a woolly mammoth out on the beach.
What is this, the trailer? I haven't even watched that.
For season 2.
Yeah. I don't want to watch that.
I can't do that.
What else is on network TV besides
idea.
NFL?
Besides but they're not even
MLB playoffs.
Aren't they on like
NBA basketball,
ESPN and stuff?
It's like the best part of being a sports fan. Hockey's starting up again.
On network TV, or that's all on ESPN. Right?
No, they're like regular network TV. Yeah.
I thought the NFL.
Chiefs are usually, I think, CBS.
The NFL has a deal with the ESPN now, where they're like most Monday night games aren't on.
No, Monday night games aren't.
Monday night's gone.
Yeah, I think Monday nights are strictly ESPN. Sunday night is like usually NBC. I think is Sunday night football.
I don't know.
And then
Thursday is Prime, Amazon.
There's usually 2 games on NBC and Fox. Each has games. Like there's games
throughout the day on Sunday.
Yeah, on Sunday.
But that's different.
But then Amazon Prime has Thursdays.
They're now trying to schedule to have not just a Thursday night game, but they have like
Black
2 or 3 Thursday games. They're going to do a Friday game now too for Black Friday.
They're doing Black Friday next year.
Only on Black Friday or every
Thursday, Friday, Saturday off, Sunday, Monday.
Next year, Black Friday, they'll have NFL games.
Every Friday, or just you talking just Black
the
Friday?
day after Thanksgiving till Black Friday.
That's a college.
The normal
thing,
Husker,
though.
yes.
Yeah, that's a Husker game day.
Yeah. Now it's gonna have.
Well, actually, I don't think that's still a thing. Actually.
Well, I don't know if
I thought they talked about that.
It's been,
no, I think they're talking about. I think
now.
it's going to go away in a couple of years with Iowa.
I thought they were talking about bringing it back though,
because people. Well, yeah, it's new management now. You know, obviously.
I don't know. But either way, we're not the only team that plays on Black Friday. I think they have other games.
Yeah, there are.
If it's a day people get off work.
But either way, so NFL's going to
football will be on.
I mean, that's fine. They play on Thanksgiving. They play on the day before. Why wouldn't they play on the day after? You know. And I always thought it was just
Friday.
One game on Thanksgiving. But there's like multiple games on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, college basketball should
I think
be starting
up to
here now.
3. Usually there's like a morning, an afternoon, and then a Thursday night game.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or maybe it's just 2. Could just be 2. I think it's just 4 teams play.
It's
always the Lions, always the Cowboys.
You know, I'm fine with that. I kind of don't like how once college football ends, the NFL thinks they can play on Saturday. That throws me off. You know, it's like no, just stick to Sunday. You know.
Yeah. Okay. Land of billionaires, you do what I want you to do. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, I'm just telling you my opinion. I'm just trash talking over here, okay? I'm just telling you
what the man talk is trash.
That's what I gotta say. Fuck the NFL. Okay. Saturday is for college. And when college football ends, you don't take over Saturday. You let us enjoy our Saturdays.
Yeah,
and then we get Sunday for football.
No, you get more football.
That's more football
down your throat.
So then
play, all it is. It's football all the time.
Then have a Friday game every week. Right? If that's what they want.
No, there's so much competition with other stuff going on.
Because there's also Friday college.
Why do you think they're waiting until nobody else is playing sports? So like, football.
Well, because Friday was usually high school football games.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
So now you're making dads choose between NFL games and their family.
Insane. That's like a whole nother round of football.
Yeah.
I have been neglecting. There's so many people that take Friday for football, Saturday for football,
Sunday for football, Monday for football.
Oh man, yeah.
Now Thursdays for football.
Yeah, if you have all the packages and everything.
I think it's not. I feel bad for a lot of the football players that get in trouble for domestic abuse because it's not just them. It's everything that touches football. You know, Huskers lose. What do you see a spike in? Domestic abuse.
Is that still a stat though?
Oh, it is.
I don't know. I always joke that you can hear the shotguns cocking every time they lose.
Yeah.
Just like all around the state.
I'm going to go kill a goddamn animal.
I'm killing something tonight. But I've had family that was really bad like that. Luckily, they've gotten a lot better. I mean, it's hard not to when you get used to the losing.
Honestly, I think Husker fans are used to it at this point. You know,
I used to just have to tell them, I'm like, you can't. Like, I've rooted for shitty teams before. It happens. Like you just can't quit on your team. You gotta, you know.
It doesn't matter like how shitty we
Guess
are.
what? It'll come
once
around.
we finally reach glory again, it will be so much sweeter. Yeah.
That's how I feel about being a Chiefs fan.
Sports are cyclical. It's
Very
just a matter of how big the circle is.
But the Chiefs sucked for a little less.
Comes around.
Well, you guys finally won a Super Bowl, so you've kind of always sucked.
Fuck, the Royals have been good. Doesn't mean they're gonna be, but they have been somewhat recently. So that everything goes around. Everybody's gonna have their turn.
To me, it doesn't matter if you're good. You're like, oh, we're decent. We're winning 9 games every year. Are you winning championships? You know.
Well,
I still stand by firing Bo Pelini.
Did you say Bill Pelini?
Bo. Okay. If I did say Bill.
I like Bo.
Just checking.
Who's getting us 9 wins a year?
I liked Bo. He was great. He was entertaining as fuck. You know,
I have no problem with Bo.
He brought a fucking cat out
right?
onto a college field.
That shit was awesome.
Did he hold it up too?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Face it to the crowd.
Did you ever watch any
Roar
of
at
his
my
interviews
cat.
on Bussin' with the Boys? That's Will Compton's podcast.
No.
Will Compton does one with Taylor Lewan. It's pretty popular. It's
That'd
like
be entertaining.
There's like Pat McAfee and then kind of Bussin' with the Boys. At least in my general.
These are current NFL or current
Just
Husker podcasts, or these are previous ones.
Yeah, obviously Will Compton was a Husker. It's not just
active.
Huskers. Because then Taylor Lewan was from Michigan. He plays for the Titans. He's still active.
Mm-hmm.
Will is on his 10th year, but he hasn't signed with anybody. He's had tryouts, I guess, but so it's not just Husker
He's
stuff.
making money from podcasting.
They talk all kinds of shit. Like it's like I said, it's like there's Pat McAfee who's he's a punter for the NFL. He was. It doesn't just talk about that. They talk about a bunch of different shit. It's just him and his buddies. These guys,
that sounds like a podcast.
Yeah, and these guys are buddies, and but Will's on there fucking all the goddamn time. But he's always dropping Husker things, supporting Huskers and all this shit. And I don't remember where the fuck this story was going, but I was talking about Will Compton.
Podcast.
Because we were just talking about the Huskers sucking and finally being great.
Oh no, the point was, he had Bo on there a couple times.
Oh,
and really,
he bring his cat on?
Interviews. No cat. But they kind of touched about Husker stuff, about kind of what happened, and it's kind of interesting interviews. Like it's good, but
yeah,
I never had a problem
liked
with
Bo. I liked Bo. He just
I didn't
wasn't
even care that he was.
He wasn't going to get us a championship. I don't think.
I mean, who's to say? Fuck.
Yeah, you never know. You never know.
I've seen worse teams do better.
Scott could have got us a championship maybe in fucking 30 years. Maybe not.
Or if he's sobered up.
Yeah, probably not though.
Oh fuck. I've heard. I don't know, but I'm sure I'm not as plugged in as a lot of people. But I'm not hearing good things.
There's some definitely
a lot of shit I did not expect.
A lot was hidden. It sounds like.
Apparently, I was like, "Fuck, man!" That was just bad luck. I didn't know Scott Frost sucked.
Nah, he really just kind of dropped the ball. I mean, that kind of shows you maybe we don't try to get a Heisman winner and as a head coach. Maybe that's kind of rare that you get all.
Well, Scott Frost never won a Heisman.
Yeah, he never won a Heisman.
But he was
the national championship winner. I guess is what I was trying to say.
Well, you just get a coach, like somebody. Can coach.
Do you like Mickey?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with Mickey. The one thing I look at, because I'm not that I'm into it. Like, I don't mean to say it like that, but I'm not that. Oh, look at X's and O's necessarily. I know football, but I couldn't tell you what like cover twos look like. I'm not that kind of nerdy with it. But what I look at more is just the guys play for them. Like they don't give up. Like
exactly.
There's times we could have gotten blown out and we haven't, and it's just they keep fighting. It seems like the guys love him, and just like if the guys are going to play for him, that's what you want.
There was the one video of he handed Mickey the ball or whatever, and the players just like fucking cheered or whatever. You never saw that with Frost or whatever. So
honestly, everything I've heard about Mickey Joseph, he's like 100% that kind of guy. Like guys just love playing for him and shit.
Is there even another coach that you would want right now? Because it seems like there's
so
not
many
that
fucking names that are out there.
But there's not who's good. Like
I don't
who
know.
do you
Everybody's going
want?
to be a retread, or you're taking a shot on somebody.
I don't want Leopold. I don't think.
No, he was way older than I thought. I thought he was younger, but he's like 60 something. I don't think we need a.
Oh, he is.
Guy. Yeah. Well, he's been coaching like FCS or whatever the other division was for like a long time. But yeah, he's older.
I feel like all these people are just like having their way with Nebraska too, but like it's playing this fucking dance of like, oh yeah, court me, fucking woo me. What do you got, Nebraska? Like.
Did you see what Lane Kiffin did? That shit was funny.
There was something with like he showed a picture of the Husker players or the Husker fans.
No,
Ole Miss. I thought.
No, somebody put out a tweet about a fake picture or something like that out there, and it was like somebody flew from wherever, Biloxi, Mississippi, or wherever Ole Miss is at, or wherever he's coaching, but somebody in a private plane flew from wherever he's coaching to Lincoln, and like,
it was a fraud. He tweeted out.
No, somebody did. Some random person. It was probably just a fake
Photoshopped
image. Photoshopped image that somebody just put out there as a joke, just to like rile shit up or whatever. Right. But I think like he kind of referenced it or made some comment. Like he's fucking trolling hard. Like it kind of. I get a kick out of Lane Kiffin. I don't know. Like I used to think he was a douchebag, but like I hear shit like this, and it just kind of makes me laugh. Like apparently because he just wants to stoke the fire, I guess. Just to fuck with people.
Well, that's the thing.
But
why
that's
not?
funny as shit. Yeah.
Like everyone knows Nebraska's going to.
He said something about
pay.
like I think he said something like it's good to be home or something like that. Because I think the Kiffins. I think Monty, his dad, used to be a D coordinator or something.
He was born in Nebraska.
Yeah, we've got ties to him somehow.
Yeah.
And he says something about it's good to be home, but I think he was trolling on
that sounds like a fucking troll, for sure.
Yeah, and I was like, that I respect it. 100% respect it.
I mean, as long as it's not urban environment.
Lexington, Nebraska.
That's where he's from? Yeah, that's off the interstate.
Yeah. So apparently he's just kind of leaning into it. I was like, I appreciate that. But there's so many names out there, you don't know.
He was a defensive tackle.
The one thing I hear is...
Was he?
An offensive lineman.
Oh, okay.
Lane was?
In high school?
Or Monty?
Monty.
Oh. Yeah, Monty was the dad? Yeah, Monty was the dad. He was the D coordinator for the Bucks for a long time.
For a lot of coaches,
and once at Nebraska or something?
What's that?
His dad at the in Nebraska.
Apparently his dad is from Lexington. Monty.
Oh.
Monty Kiffin is the dad.
But was Lane born in Lexington?
I doubt it.
That's what I thought.
He looked up Monty, not Lane, so I don't know. But yeah, I think that's what's going on. So I get a kick out of that, but I mean, there's gonna be
I don't want Matt Rule.
Lincoln, Nebraska.
Oh,
fucking all right. Yeah, maybe Monty was big timing by then.
Wow. Well, yeah, if he was a defense coordinator or whatever.
Yeah. But
Was he linked to Nebraska?
Just not for job-wise.
No, I thought he worked for Nebraska, too.
Monty did, I think.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Monty did, but like Lane never worked for Nebraska.
No, for sure.
But Lane is one of the coaches that somebody made the image about him flying to the private plane landing from there to Nebraska to Lincoln, and they were like, "Oh shit, it's fucking Lane Kiffin's coming in to get the job." And
honestly, if Mickey gets us to a bowl game, I say keep him.
I don't think he will though.
Yeah, he's got 3 more wins.
It's a rough go.
I don't know, man. We could knock.
We could
knock off Illinois.
Iowa, Wisconsin are there to be had. Because they're having fucking shit years.
And Minnesota's not even looking the best.
Yeah, Minnesota's not looking the great. Yeah, like, it's there, but it's going to be a tough road. Like, it's still going to be tough games.
That's what I'm saying. But if he gets us there.
I don't think physically tough. As long as he can get them mentally past the fact that all these teams have whipped shit out of us recently. Like, they might suck on the outside, but when you go in,
I think it's a fucking...
When you go onto that field against that same team that you're used to seeing taking beatings in that uniform, it's going to mentally fuck with you.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know, though. I think it would be a great for recruiting if... you have Mickey, like an interim, took over, got this team to a bowl game that 100%. Hasn't gotten to a bowl game under our previous coach. When
was the last time we were in a bowl game? Like 7 years ago?
Mike Riley got us to a bowl game.
Computer?
It was, I think it was like 7 or 8 years ago, probably. Jesus. No, well, that's if it doesn't happen this year. It's at least 6. It's got to be at least 6.
I stopped counting after a while.
Because Frost hasn't gotten to us to one.
No.
And I know Mike Riley went to a bowl game. Mike Riley had a better fucking record than Frost.
If they go to a bowl and if Mickey gets them and like they're still playing like, fighting like they have been, like, I've got no problem with Mickey. I'd love to have Mickey on there. I just, I said, I just want to do the kids will play for because they're kids. Fucking let them, they're going to motivate by somebody they want to play for.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. When he's been doing the recruiting or whatever.
Yeah, well, and he's always been a great recruiter. That's one of the big things he did at LSU. Like, he's always been a player's guy. Like, the players have always loved him. So I have no problem with that. It's a complete opposite of Scott, because Scott doesn't seem like
that's what we need to go with, like charisma like that. Like the players want this guy. Fuck, like who has the best record or whatever.
2016.
Because
6 years.
Last time we went to a game,
bowl game.
Wow,
8 years ago.
Wow,
that's like a good chunk of my life.
What the hell year do you think it is?
That's like most the kids
that's
that
6
are
years ago, not 8.
The kids that are playing,
whatever.
The kids that are playing for the team right now, like don't even remember Nebraska being good.
No, but I heard somebody on the radio say, no, the kids don't know, but the coaches know. It's up to the coaches to remind them, like to point it out. Like
that's
true. The coaches all remember when
the
Nebraska.
The kids have parents that know.
Yeah, it's that. Those are the people that need to kind of keep it alive. Like the coaches know what they're coaching for, like the team they're coaching. They know Nebraska's history. They know what they could do. They're old enough to remember. The kids don't know shit, obviously, but
yeah, I mean, we obviously still have the money, and the fan base is still there. I always see the pictures of like teams that are 5-0 right now or whatever, and their stadium's empty. And Nebraska's is full as fuck.
And I forgot who that was. And it was a
constant sellout.
It was a school.
I think it was UCLA.
It was a school.
Or
it
was UCLA. It was one of the two.
Yeah,
and it was just joined.
It was a team that you would think would attract people, and they're like big swaths of fucking empty seats everywhere.
Well, to be fair,
LA,
have you been to a Husker game this year?
No,
but I've only been to one Husker game my entire life.
Okay, so I was at the Oklahoma game. The stadium was packed in the first quarter.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Until they started getting it handed to them, then people were gonna leave.
Yeah.
That's different. This was when the game was. This was the kickoff of that game.
Oh, yeah, I remember Barney.
This was the kickoff, and there was nobody there. Like they just.
Oh,
but like
really?
I said, it was if it was UCLA, it was like LA. There's other shit to do. But still,
no one gives a fuck about college football in LA.
They were like a top 10 team, and it's just like there was no fans, and it's just like you see. What's the thing they do now? I don't know if they've done it before, but like the blackout, and then all the lights come on, and there's fucking flames everywhere. And
they do that every third, fourth quarter, I think.
Yeah,
and that's why I was kind of pissed that I didn't stick around for.
Like you see that shit, and recruits see that, they gotta get amped up, but you gotta get coaching staff.
If you want the glory, I think you come to Nebraska.
Oh,
we have the recruits. We have like the fifth. We're like rated 4th or 5th in recruits in the Big Ten.
Yeah,
and yet we're fucking at the bottom of the fucking.
How many people are in the Big Ten?
There's like 12. 14 teams.
Yeah. Is it 14 by now?
I think so. I think it's about to be 16.
Yeah.
Or it's
yeah,
the
they're
other way
getting
around.
UCLA and USC. If UCLA.
I think when
pays more money.
Nebraska and Rutgers joined, we became the 14th and 13th and 14th. Which means we were probably the 13th.
No, we were. Oh yeah, because we were there before Rutgers.
I think it was the same year, but
No, it was the same year, but they announced us first.
What year did we do that transfer?
I was thinking about that. How long's that been?
oh man, it had to have been like 12 or 14.
Didn't quite work out like we thought we would.
It was Pliny was still here. I thought this is Pliny's had the last Big 12 game.
Yeah, because what was that? 09 with Ndamukong Suh tossing fucking Colt McCoy around.
Jesus Christ, that was not that long ago, was it?
That was 09.
Yeah, he's been in the league.
Ndamukong Suh's like an old ass vet in the NFL.
Yeah,
yeah, he's like 34 or something like that now.
Yeah. So it's been that long. That was Big 10 or Big 12 title. I think that was the last one.
And now Texas and Oklahoma are leaving.
Yeah.
This is their last year in the Big 12, isn't it?
Yeah, they're going to SEC. Which, I mean, the Husker fan of me is like, yeah, I can't wait to see the SEC just kick the shit out of both
loving
of them.
Oklahoma fucking sucking, though.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's been pretty nice. Especially my boss is an Oklahoma fan. He was walking around all high and mighty there
They've
for a
been
while.
so happy for so long.
Oh, yeah. He's not walking so proud these days. It's good to see. But I remember when I was a kid, I was like that little asshole kid that everybody wanted to root for Nebraska. So I was like, well, screw that. Oh, who does Nebraska hate? Oklahoma. I'm like Oklahoma now. Ha, you guys are, I'm a black sheep. I'm the bad boy. So I used to kind of fuck with my parents and all my family with it. And
that's the way a lot of Oklahoma fans were.
I must have been. I felt like I belonged. And my mom used to have a beauty shop attached to the house, and she'd have appointments and shit, and she'd be working on Saturdays, have the games on and shit. She used to put her Husker shit out on the yard, Herbies, and all kinds of signs and shit. And one Saturday I went out, just took all the signs off and shit. I'm pretty sure it was an Oklahoma-Nebraska game. Took all the signs out of the yard and shit, stashed them in the garage. And her appointments would come in like normal, and like one time, one of them was like, hey, where's all your Nebraska stuff? You know, usually you deck it out. And she's like, oh, I got it out in the yard. She's like, I didn't see anything. And she goes out there. God damn it, Tony, what'd you do? I didn't do nothing. Big pile of Nebraska shit sitting in the garage. Yeah, I was that kid. But I came around, like I said, when I decided to be a little dick about it.
Yeah.
Like, well, I can't.
Well, it's like
it's in my blood. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's part of like growing up. It's ingrained in people.
Yeah, and I think it is the
only thing we have.
The dedication of the team. Yeah, there is that.
Nebraska.
When you're young, you don't realize
the only thing we have.
That's the only thing there is. Like when you're young, you just do it because your family likes it or everybody, you have fun with everybody. And like I said, it's just when I just stopped being a dick about it, and I was like, I can enjoy it with everybody else. It's fine.
Then you go and have some fun at a party, at a Husker game or whatever.
I was like, all right, this ain't so bad.
Oh, you like the Huskers? Yeah, I like the Huskers now.
And then it got cooler when you're not in Nebraska and you could talk to somebody about Nebraska football. And you'd see somebody with an N on their hat, and you're like, "Oh, you like fucking Huskers?" And yeah, I'm from Nebraska. I'm like, "Oh, fuck yeah!" And then like it became became to appreciate it more once I lived in like Denver and shit. So
I can see that.
Yeah, that was cool. Then
I learned. Is that why you like the Chiefs so much? Because you don't live in Kansas City?
Because just like everybody.
When I was like 3 years old, my parents went to a Chiefs game. And I said,
took you?
No. Oh. No, I was like 3. And they had my brother was a baby. My brother wasn't even 1 yet.
Like fucking Joe Dirt in the Grand Canyon?
Well, we got left with the babysitters for like the weekend, basically.
Nice.
But yeah, I just remember going to the Chiefs game, and I was like, I guess I'm a Chiefs fan. So I just always kind of followed them.
God, living in Denver, I learned to hate Denver Broncos fans and Kansas City Chiefs fans. The Chiefs fans a little bit less, but the Bronco fans definitely. I couldn't stand those people. They're really fair weather. I don't know. I mean,
did you see them leaving the game early the other week?
Oh yeah,
they got into overtime. They're like, nope, don't even trust Russ.
I wouldn't want to be there anyway, just because I can't stand Russell Wilson. I can't.
It's even worse
country.
now.
Let's ride. I can't do. But I'm a 49ers fan. I've hated him since he was with Seattle. Husker fan. I hated him when he was with Wisconsin.
He's playing like shit now.
Yeah, glad to see it.
Oh, he's 34, I think. He doesn't have the athleticism he had, so he doesn't like.
Excuse me.
He never really learned how to be like Drew Brees, just like be an accurate, quick passer.
No, and it's. I thought he was more of a product of his team and what he had around him more than what he could do. Like I don't know. And come to find out from what you're hearing, well, what I'm hearing everywhere is his teammates didn't really like him. Like maybe it started off they liked him, but they kind of.
He seems like a nice guy, but
he's
a
kind
really
of a me
weird
sort of guy.
Dude, and
like they were pointing out, like if you watch a lot of his interviews, it's a lot of me and I and.
Oh, he's like creating his own Russell Wilson, like, what do you call it?
Well, he's got a team, like.
No, yeah, cult. He's like making a cult of personality about himself right now.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I've read some stuff where he's like way into his post-playing days. He wants to basically be like one of those self-help people, but be like more guru style, lifestyle. And like how to design your life to achieve what you have in your mind, or just one of those sales folk people.
Yeah, all he wants.
He tries to put a big religious bend on it, and
he just makes me want to drive headlong into traffic. Like I can't stand Russell Wilson.
Yeah, he's annoying as fuck.
Apparently, they got rid of his sandwich at Subway already.
Mm-hmm.
He has sandwich.
Oh, did you see what the Broncos put out when they're like, oh, he's injured. So like the next day after they announced the injury, he goes, "It actually hurts really bad. It's a real injury." And then what he say the next day, he's like, "I have Wolverine blood in me. I heal quickly. I'll be playing this weekend."
I guess I heal faster than most people. It's Wolverine blood. I saw that part, but I didn't see anything about like what the Broncos released. But I just heard him talking that
it actually hurts. It's a real injury.
His sandwich already got canceled at Subway, and they were like, "Well, I guess Subway put out some sort of statement about it wasn't because of fan reaction or people's reaction. They stopped it because they had to make room for other items or something like that."
Yeah.
It was like, you don't have a national promotion like that and then just get rid of it after like 2 weeks. It's just like, no, it was just terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't stand Russell Wilson.
He sucks now. He sucks now. I liked him at Seattle. I think I like Pete Carroll actually.
That sort of made me like Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll cracks me up a little bit.
I still like Pete Carroll, though, even though he sucks now without Russell. But he'll come back.
They're playing good this year.
Even though he's like
they're good this year,
78 or something.
They're doing better than they were supposed to.
Isn't he super old?
Yeah. I think Belichick's older than him yet, though.
Oh, really?
I think they're really close in age. But I think
Pete looks fucking healthy as fuck.
Yeah, he does.
Compared to
he drinks the blood of children. When you drink the blood of children, you stay young forever.
That is very true. I wouldn't know. I just heard.
Yeah.
That is very true.
That's why he kept Tommy around. Tommy kept having kids, and Bill kept eating.
Who's Tommy?
Tom Brady.
Oh, okay.
That's why Bill and...
Oh, man. And then what Tom say this week?
That's why Giselle had enough.
So beautiful babies.
Yeah. Brady's been sucking this year, but he gets every Wednesday off for family time, but he's not even allowed around his family anymore. And watching him suck.
So what is he doing?
Today this week he made a comment saying that having a wife and kids or something to that effect is just like being in the military. He's too committed to his job or something along those facts.
All I heard was Tom Brady apologize for comments. I didn't actually hear the comment.
Yeah, he was comparing to what he does to like the military.
But he's committed to his job. So like. Because he called it the military?
He's more than likely not going to face the possibility of dying on the field unless it was an actual field of battle.
Yeah. How many military people are in the fucking threat of dying, though? Very slim.
More than NFL players.
Yeah.
For sure. How many people in the military get concussed?
A lot of people get really offended when you compare anything to war.
Yeah.
Because athletes do it all the time, and they always catch shit when they're like, "Man, I just go into battle with my teammates, and we just we go out to war together." And like people that are actually in war be like, "Really? I don't think
that's
really."
What I've heard the NFL is like, though. It's like a war out there. So the NFL started.
They bring in actual.
It's more like a gang fight before everybody brought weapons.
The game of NFL or of football started when the Civil War ended, and people needed something to get their fucking testosterone out or whatever.
Yeah. But it doesn't mean it's like war.
It's like a war on the fucking field.
I thought football originated
between war and like a scrap.
It started out
like nobody's bringing weapons out there
rugby.
except for
started out like more like rugby.
Well, the story I had read was a guy sucked at soccer and was playing, and then just finally picked up the ball, ran it over to the goal, and threw it in or something like that.
That might be how through. That might be how rugby started.
Why don't you look up how football started?
American football started after the Civil War when all these young college
soccer
people
started
didn't know
because
what to do.
the priest wanted the kids to stop masturbating, so gave them a game.
I don't know about like football world style or whatever.
That's what soccer was started, is to keep boys from
that's
masturbating.
Ancient though. I mean,
It came from soccer and rugby.
I'm sure Egyptians kicked balls around or something, right?
They played baseball during thunderstorms.
Cricket.
Oh no, those are vampires. My bad.
The first American football match was played on November 6th, 1869.
See?
Between
right
Rutgers and Princeton.
Rutgers, eh?
Based on rules in
Wow.
soccer at the time.
Based on the rules of soccer. Yeah, Rutgers old school.
I knew they were that old, but I didn't realize they would be the first ever game recorded.
I think I remember Princeton. Like you kind of always hear about Princeton. Their
I can
football
see that.
club goes way back. Team. Sorry, it's not a club. Club's football.
Well, it's pro or college or whatever, right?
Well, I just meant.
And that was the thing. It was more
clubs.
Like,
I think.
What do they
soccer.
do after college? They need something to go into because there's people just know how to play this sport. Well, we might as well start a little club for them to play. And they actually had Redskins that would play.
Wow, dude.
No, I mean, Native Americans. They called themselves the Redskins. They chose that as their own name.
I have no idea.
No, I've listened to this podcast about the beginning of NFL and how all the rules came to be. Like, you can't have a jersey the color of the football.
I mean, yeah, I get that.
Yeah, but that's one of those.
That's one pretty good rule.
NFL rules that you don't know exist, but it existed because they would do that.
Oh, I'm sure.
You can't have deflattened football sewn on to your jersey or whatever. Like that be your mascot as a football or whatever.
Oh, I got you. As a man, like holding a realistic looking football.
Yeah, because this
sense.
is things that people would try to do back in the days or whatever, and the whole forward pass.
Well, I knew that wasn't original.
That
rule.
was not original at all. Yeah. So. Yeah,
it's like the Alleyoop. I mean, nobody can just float in the air like that. That's got to be illegal.
That's a basketball thing? The Alleyoop, right?
Yeah.
You lob the ball up at the basket for someone to jump up and dunk it.
Yeah, I get it. I know how to Alleyoop, but was that a thing back in the day too? Or
no, it was more of a, oh shit, what was the Will Ferrell movie? Where he was... the owner, player.
I did not like the basketball one.
I never watched that movie.
I know I watched it once, but it was terrible.
I was thinking about it earlier today. But that's, in that movie, they basically portray them as inventing the alley-oop. And it was a way like, hey, I got to play. Let's try this. And it was the first time somebody saw a dunk. And it was like an alley-oop. And somebody tossed it up and the guy just dunked it. And they're like, you just can't fucking fly like that. Like, is that allowed? Like, what the hell? You can't just be doing that.
It's a rule. Or it's not a rule.
Yeah, because it wasn't ever thought of until it was done. So
who did it first?
Oh, I don't know in real life.
Derek?
In the movie, it was Coffee Black.
Will Ferrell?
No, it was
Coffee Black.
It was Andre 3000.
See, that's why that movie
in 1944.
No, he kept changing his name.
And the Aggies were
and one of them
playing
became Coffee
Temple.
Black.
I'm sorry, what?
1944, Curland and the Aggies were playing Temple. I'm assuming that's...
College?
Who are the Aggies in college football?
Texas A&M. I mean,
what I was
Aggies
saying,
are a lot of
Texas.
schools.
Because
any kind of agricultural...
Mountain West and shit.
Any agricultural schools would be called the
Oklahoma
Aggies.
A&M.
Yeah.
Temple and Oklahoma
A&M's
A&M.
agricultural schools.
Yeah, but
So they're all called the
Oklahoma
Aggies.
A&M doesn't exist anymore.
Well, obviously.
Maybe. I mean, obviously, college might.
Well,
Who
yeah,
knows?
that's true. They
Just
don't-
not
So the guy basically just collected a rebound. He goes, I don't know why. I just decided to jump up and dunk it.
and everyone went crazy.
What year was it?
1944.
So when was basketball
It
invented?
said, there's a little quote here.
I just felt like dunking it.
1944, followed his instincts, became the first player to dunk. Quote, the ball happened to be under the basket, unquote. Curlin told Brian Schmitz, the Orlando Sentinel.
Nice.
What? The ball happened to be under the basket?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, puppers.
So he reached up and put it in then?
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
I'm guessing.
So he got a
Well,
rebound.
it was a rebound, so I'm guessing he somehow after the rebound
He just
was down
got
here,
right
so he just
there.
grabbed it. And
The
was
ball
like, oh.
happened to be under the basket. He told Brian Schmitz of the Orlando Sentinel, "I got it up and stuffed it in. That started it, I guess. It was an unintentional accident. It wasn't planned. Just a spontaneous play in Philadelphia."
Wow. Fucking started it all right there.
But he's a white guy.
Yeah.
Is he? No, he has to be. It was 40s.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he's not just a white guy. He looks like Superman when he's working.
What does that mean?
He looks like Clark Kent.
Yeah, when he's at the
Oh, wow.
He's the whitest of
glasses
guys.
on.
They tried to recapture it. and
He's the
everything.
whitest of guys. Looks like,
Yeah.
looks a little bit like George Mikan. That's awesome. What other random weird sports first can we find out? Oh yeah.
When was like the first safety in football?
Oh come on.
Stupid.
Well, you know it happened, and they're like, "Oh, what do we do with that? I guess we'll call that a safety." You know, like
I don't know. Nobody's ever done that before.
yeah, no one's ever gotten tackled on their own
I feel
end.
like they should get some points for that. Like,
Well,
not quite a
two?
field
Like,
goal.
not-
Let's give them. How about
Can't
two?
It can't be 3. Yeah.
It can't be 3.
So I did actually read an article recently about guys shitting during NFL games. That's happened quite a bit.
Oh, like guys
First
shitting their
NFL
pants during the
shit?
game, like players.
Yeah, like there's been a bunch of times where like guys will like that might
But they didn't
have
have
to
the
pull
tent
themselves
to
up
go
the
into.
field, run back to the locker room, blast it. There was
I
a
remember that
story
happening in high
about
school.
Lamar
I can't-
Jackson did
I think
that.
it might have been Phillip Rivers, maybe the quarterback. It was a quarterback people know.
That shit himself.
Somebody
That was a
had to come
tackle.
up to him from the team and be like, you know, they always put their hand underneath the guy's
Yeah, I
ass.
think he had,
and
like,
it's
brown
don't
shit.
touch him. He's literally shit himself.
And yeah, like
What?
it was the Chargers, so it was like
Oh,
white pants.
So
I
he
think.
was telling that about the snapper, did it?
The sinner.
The center, yeah.
Yeah, he had been shitting himself throughout the game, and like somebody from the team was like, "Don't put your hands underneath his ass. You're going to get shit on yourself."
But even like the guy touching the ball, like go fucking change your pants and then come back out there. Don't you have a backup center?
Well, in the
Yeah, but he
NFL,
wasn't
you
as
know,
good.
Yeah.
the greatest ability is availability in the NFL.
You need to be ready when it's your turn.
Yeah, you
know?
can't be go shitting yourself and change your pants.
That's why everyone shits before the game, right?
Yeah, but sometimes, you know, you get the mud butt.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes you also fake it, you know. So I remember my junior year in football in high school. I got hurt and was on the Gimp Club. That's what I called it. There was people that got hurt throughout the season. They were gimps. You know? We had a little Gimp
Give
Club.
it along.
There was 2 of us originally, and then there was a third became, and we got a 4th or whatever. And then I just like being part of like
The Gimp Club.
the Gimp Club. You're on like the sidelines, kind of with the coaches, so you get to hear what the coaches would say all the time. and
We got
shit.
too many Gimps on this team.
Oh, yeah, they wouldn't say that, but just like,
But
you
they were
hear
thinking it.
You hear the game, you hear them like fucking trash talk the people and shit. And I just remember him being like, "Goddamn fucking John, ask me every day if he can go take a shit during practice." And he's like, so I let him go, and he's gone for fucking half an hour or whatever while he's shitting during practice, which is a fucked up move. It's like, take a shit before practice, you know? But he was like, you know, like, he's a fucking lazy ass motherfucker, essentially. And I always noticed after that he does. He'd be like, "Hey, coach, can I go to the bathroom?" Every day. It was just like, I couldn't believe it. After I heard the coach complain about it, I noticed it. I was like, wow, the dude does go take a shit every day during practice. I mean, it's better than shit in your pants, but still, like, shit before practice. I remember there being lines for people taking shits before practice because everyone's got shit. And I remember everyone used to use the girls' bathroom too, because our like activities building where football and wrestling was in a separate building in the school, and it had bathrooms in it and a locker room. But yeah, we would only use. Why not use the 6 other stalls? You know, add it all. We can all shit together.
Everybody poops.
Well, and there was 3 in the men's, and one of them didn't have a door on it.
Of course, there's always one without a door.
Yeah, But we still didn't matter.
No.
Holy shit. It was always funny as fuck.
You know, Paul Pierce, I think he's Hall of Fame. He was like one of Kansas's best players ever for basketball. Played with the Celtics, won championships. He actually got put into a wheelchair. And
by shitting himself?
No. Well, he claims no. He said he had his shit so bad he couldn't even walk. And so they put him in a wheelchair, wheeled him over to the bathroom where he just fucking unloaded.
That just happened in the NFL. There was a guy.
They got carted off to go shit.
What?
Yeah, it was. I forgot who it was. But they even like copped to it. They were like,
oh yeah, it was a.
He was like,
a receiver?
the shit walk wouldn't have made it, bro, or something like that. He got carted off. He got to go shit.
He saved time too, getting carted off versus walking.
Because somebody asked me about walking. He's like, that got a shit walk wouldn't have worked.
In the middle of a play, like he laid down.
No, it wasn't in the middle of a play. It was in the middle of a game. He was on the sidelines. So I'm guessing he pulled himself out when he started feeling a little rumbly in the tumbly. And then was just like, and then somebody questioned him about it, and he's like, oh, no, that was 100, that was real. He goes, the
cart can get me in there faster.
Yeah, then having to walk, and he was just worried about, like, having to do that. I got a shit walk. And he was like, I wouldn't have made it.
DK Metcalf for the Seahawks.
Yeah, DK Metcalf.
How long was he gone? Like,
I
think he got the Hershey squirts up pretty fast.
But I think that happened to Lamar Jackson last year.
Oh, yeah, that did happen to Jackson.
He jogged off the field real kind of awkwardly. And it was like they thought it was an injury, and he was back mysteriously pretty quick, and like it wasn't. And he was running a little bit better when he came back out, and everybody, like, you had to shit, didn't you? He was like, no, they had to look at something. They're like, no, you had to shit. He was like, no.
Feel better after you get it out. You know?
And he was doing that. I'm holding the shit and run kind of jog.
And he
looked
off the white field. Too.
It was bad. And he was like, no, dude, I was just hurt a little bit, and I had to.
So that's my question: how fast does it take you to get into the locker room?
I always,
take all your pads.
Football pants suck sometimes, man.
Down.
So when you're in the middle,
maybe they don't make it, and they're just changing their pants.
NFL football game, and you go take the shit as a starting quarterback, like.
That's what they have the.
You're sitting there on that.
Right?
What do you think you're thinking about? Are you thinking like, oh my god, I feel so much better? You're like, I missed that fucking throw.
Wouldn't it be great if like the closest bathroom was a public bathroom instead of like a team one, and so you're randomly in there taking a piss or something, and here comes a fucking dude in a uniform. Oh shit, gotta come in there. Oh, that'd be perfect. You wouldn't even believe what just happened to me in the bathroom. Like,
so why don't they have a porta potty right on the side of the field though? I always wondered about that.
So they have the blue tent, and I know sometimes stuff has happened in those.
Do they ever have to pee?
I think a lot of them
there was
just
a
piss
guy not
on
too
the
long
field.
ago. The blue tent had collapsed because it was too windy.
Like that's not.
And
they
a thing.
surrounded
like a guy with towels while he took a piss.
Yeah, I'm sure they figured it out by now.
Pee on the field, just like on the side.
Just let it go. Yeah. A lot of
in your
especially
pants.
linemen, they're
you
gonna be all
whip
sweaty
your
and shit.
Dick out.
No, they just piss their pants.
Well, okay,
like a fucking runner.
That's like the starting players. Those players are sweating. They don't have time to.
I think it's like a lineman's.
I'm always wondering about the players that are standing on the sidelines. They've been just sitting there drinking Gatorade. Like, oh fuck, I really gotta pee.
Yeah, then I'm sure they got something worked out.
The punter,
like you said, they'll have somebody have a cath.
A cath?
Do you cath?
I don't. But do they?
Probably.
You think?
No.
No, they're cathed up, and then they just like when they get on the side, there's like big little bag attachment inside their leg, with a tube.
No, because they take the wrong hat. That thing's fucked up.
They're wearing condoms that they pee. There's that South Park one where he's like, "Yeah, it makes it easy. Peeing so much easier." Yeah. Well. I mean, we'll never know, I guess, because we're not NFL football players. But
we do know. There's literally an article here I'm reading about it.
Players that have shit themselves in the middle of a game.
When will they get a porta potty just on the sideline? Because wouldn't it be like better if you saw a player go into a porta potty and you could cheer for him when he comes out?
Yes, for the fans it'd be great. For them it would suck. On top of the fact, you know how quickly that thing would be tipped over? As the first dude that got in there, there'd be two fucking dudes on there. Hey.
No, you could strap it down, fucking like weigh it down somehow.
No.
So Paul Pierce definitely pooped his pants.
At that point, it's not a porta potty. If you have to weigh it down, it literally is not a porta potty.
Well, it's more like
not portable.
Think of it more like an outhouse, so like a shame house, where like you're only going in that thing if you got a shit, and anyone that's in there for longer than a minute,
like an old Wild West outhouse.
Yeah, and maybe it's up on a platform too, that like
so everybody can.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, he took a step up. He's going in.
He's going in, folks. Avoid the nachos at the taco bar.
The announcer would obviously come on it too. It would be great though. Instead of having to run
Would you even
out.
like go in the outhouse if you're on a platform, or just like run around, spray people and shit below you?
No, dude, it's still the NFL. You can't just fucking.
What if it was a guy that was mic'd up?
Shit on people?
Oh, you're talking about a platform,
and he just couldn't help it. He just had to go. Hold on.
My God.
This is gonna get bad.
That's gotta have happened before. How many NFL players
No,
really?
when that happens, they actually just go to the bathroom.
Mic'd up, yeah.
But they just don't do a cutscene to the guys in the color commentation booth.
Oh,
yeah, they might not.
He's
actually
still taking a
have
shit and still talking.
No, because you'll see guys do this
Or if
shit.
there's a shit camera.
They'll be like this when they're talking to other guys. It's like means, hey, I got a mic on me.
Yeah.
So they still do it.
I just never hear it, I guess, as much anymore. I don't notice it, I guess,
What, people live in the field of shit?
No, the mics on the players.
Like any kind of like mic talks and shit, like when guys are mic'd up and shit. But like I said, I watch.
There'd have to be a porta potty cam though, if you think about it.
I watch Pat
NFL,
McAfee show,
especially on Monday night.
And they do a thing where it's just strictly like mic'd up kind of segment. So I kind of see them all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they still do it. Guys will do this, be like, hey, watch what the fuck you saying.
I always like when they do the defensive guys for sure. Yeah. Because
they had Travis Kelce, the tight end for the Chiefs. His brother Jason Kelce is the center for the Eagles. So he was mic'd up this week.
Oh, they got an awesome podcast too.
And when New Heights, I listen to it all the time. So they made it #1 2 weeks in a row now. Sports podcast. The two brothers, the Kelce brothers.
On Apple or on
I think just in general.
Podcast in the world.
Yeah.
But they so anyways, Kelce, Jason had the mic this week for the offensive line with the Eagles playing the Cowboys. And they were salting the game away towards the end, and they were going to run a quarterback sneak. And as he's like getting set, he goes, "You guys already know what's coming. Stop it!" And then they pick up the first down.
Yeah, they still do that shit.
I like the trash talking for sure. You gotta like talk some shit while you're out there. You can't just be like, throw me out open. You gotta be like, yeah, you fucking. Where's your mama tonight?
Oh yeah, there's a bunch. They do segments. On the McAfee show, it's called Big Brain Football, and it's literally you'll hear guys that have been mic'd up, or you'll hear it's not even just mic'd up players, but they catch audio from all over the fucking field. As soon as you're on the sidelines, they'll hear you. There's somebody with their cameras are hitting you.
Oh, they had the parabolic microphones where they can catch.
So they hear all of it. They just hear players talking, but the whole segment is when guys will talk to another player. Like there's one between Mahomes and I think Kelce, and they're like, hey. It's like when they notice something, they'll notice the way another player's playing. They'll be like, "Hey, just so you know, if this happens, this will be open." And then, like the next play, they'll see the same thing, and it'll be, "Hey, remember, boom, play, touchdown." It's just like it's like a segment, but so you see all the guys mic'd up, so you hear them talking.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Now that I think about it, I've heard Mahomes, doing his shit or whatever. But are they allowed to swear, or do they get fined?
No.
Oh, they cuss all the time.
Yeah, they're just different. If it's networks, they'll bleep it out.
They bleep it, yeah.
If you watch
they just cut the mic off and go. Just when they have the on the field mic, you can hear more the crowd. But if you hear a guy start cussing, they cut it off, and all of a sudden you hear the announcers peeking a little bit while they get a different mic set up on the field.
Yeah, so they don't get fined or anything for that.
No.
Okay. Even like
the only time they get fined is if they go crazy on cursing at a ref or another player.
But they never really talk. They show the ref talk or whatever. I feel like they're pretty controlling of that or whatever.
With what? Talking
what
to
the
refs?
What the refs gonna say? Well, the refs control their own microphone or whatever.
Yeah, you don't ever like when they're having their discussions. You don't hear what the refs are talking about.
Yeah.
Until they can turn theirs on and off.
Exactly. You never point your parabolic microphone at the refs.
You don't. Yeah, for whatever reason, they don't want.
I liked how the XFL did it, where they had like the guy in the booth or whatever, and we saw what he was thinking about.
Yeah, I mean, and I think what the new XFL is going to be kind of like that. It's going to be.
Is it coming back again?
Yeah,
it was right before the pandemic.
Yeah, The Rock's going to do it.
The Rock, Dwayne, Black Adam.
Yeah, Black Adam owns the XFL.
So you do like Black Adams, but you don't like.
I love Black Adams. I just don't like Black Elves. Black fairies, black trolls. Black fantasy figures in general. I'm not a big fan.
They don't have their own fans.
Just Black Adams.
But, Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. I guess I like my black brother. I guess I like him too. So there's not a big fan of black coffee.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. But, the XFL is going to be sort of a testing ground for a lot of shit. I guess they were talking like...
That's what I thought it was like 4 years ago. But
well, they're actually in partnership with the NFL now. Before
really?
They were always trying to compete because Vince McMahon was like wanting to be that, and then that's what everybody else was.
He owns it?
He used to.
Not anymore.
No. Now The Rock, I think, is... I don't know if he's the main owner, but he's part owner.
He's the face, probably.
Oh, he's part owner. Like, he's doing a lot of it. Like, he's...
Commissioner.
A lot of... The reason why it's going to exist is because of The Rock. Like, whether it's the face or not, like, he had a lot to do with it. But it's going to be a testing ground for, like, rules and shit, where they're, like, testing different. If they're like, hey, we should maybe try this on a replay or something, well, we can test it in the XFL, see how it works. It's going to be kind of like a minor league thing. Like, they're not trying to compete.
I liked their...
Because they can't. There's no way you could.
Well, that's where Martinez is going to end up then, huh?
Adrian. Taylor?
Yeah, Taylor.
And Scott Frost.
Oh, shit. Maybe.
He could be the next coach of the Omaha Nighthawks.
Yeah, maybe.
Why you got a dog on fucking...
What? I'm not dogging on
Adrian.
Shit.
Are we talking about Adrian or Taylor?
Yeah, fucking Martinez, man.
Adrian or Taylor?
Adrian.
Why are you shitting on Adrian?
I'm not.
Sound like you are.
I mean, I feel bad for him.
Why?
Because he fucking had to suffer through Frost.
Yeah,
Frost probably was getting laid more than Adrian the whole time.
He's doing better now than anybody.
He is.
So why do you feel bad for him?
But
I feel two quarterbacks.
That dude's because
he wasted 4 years.
Well, yeah, but he's
been,
doing good now.
He could have been any other school, I bet, fucking killing it. But he happened to come to Nebraska.
He could have left early.
Yeah.
He's probably still going to set a bunch of career records.
Oh, yeah. He's going to go down as the top 10 college football player of all time.
Statistically.
Hey, this year he hasn't thrown any interceptions.
Who did jack shit.
It's the only...
It still doesn't matter if you play 5 years, right?
No. It's
Exactly.
your entire collegiate career.
Yeah. And he started for 5 years,
How did he get a
Taylor had a bunch of records.
5 years. I don't get that part.
Because he had a COVID year.
COVID. They threw the whole year of COVID out. Did not count. Yeah, seriously. I don't know who won the national championship.
That's how there's like 6th-year seniors and 7th-year seniors.
Yeah.
There's like, did they do a national championship? I thought they just...
I feel like they did.
Did they?
Yeah.
It was probably...
No, I think they canceled everything because everybody kept getting sick that year.
No, that was the Final Four. Well, that was the first thing they canceled.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a national championship in college football.
What year? 2020?
Yeah, well, it would have been in 21, but it was a 2020 season.
Football.
Yeah.
It might have been Clemson, honestly. It might have been Trevor. Was that his name?
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, it could have been. Because this is his second year in the NFL. So he would have been Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
Clemson?
second year.
So yeah,
At the Jaguars.
Down in Duval. Fucking Jaguars. That's a surprise. And
Are they
the Jets.
good?
They're decent.
I saw the Jets have won a few times.
They weren't nearly as bad as when they had finger guns up there fucking running the show.
Who's finger guns? The coach?
Urban Meyer.
Oh.
Florida.
Oh, yeah.
He was running the show and kicking his fucking players. And
They call them finger guns.
he was fucking finger gunning that chick at the fucking chop house.
Oh, okay. When he was dancing with them.
Yeah.
He was at the Nebraska-Oklahoma game.
Of course he was.
Fucking...
That's when the whole fucking state freaked out because he was coming to take the job.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Nebraska's just like teasing everyone.
I don't want that.
Who's get the fucking state riled
coach?
up or whatever, you know?
Do what?
They were just teasing everyone.
Oh, yeah.
They got to give Urban his chance. They got to give fucking Kiffin his chance. Fucking
Yeah, but who's doing? Is that the fans making shit up, or is that the media talking shit?
It's the media.
I feel like a lot of it's what the fans want to be.
I think it's the university is fucking like giving
I don't
everyone.
recall a lot of media saying Urban Meyer was coming, or even interested.
They would show him. They showed him.
Well, they showed him because all the fans were like, "Hey, fucking Urban Meyer." Like, I don't think it was pushed on us. I think a lot of dumbass Nebraska fans.
He came to Nebraska that's
because he was coming part of game day or whatever.
He was not on. He's on game day. He's not on game day.
Whatever. He was a part of something. He wasn't like he just came to Omaha to hang out. Like
he did. He's not a part of game day, dude.
Well, he's a part of one of those shows.
No, he left the Fox network, I think.
I thought they brought him back.
To go to the Jaguars. Maybe.
I think they brought him back.
Maybe. I thought he just came back to fucking tease.
No, he's been back. He's part of a TV program. That's how they knew he was coming back. Because he came because one of the televised games he was doing it.
I was surprised to see him on TV.
Obviously, it was the Oklahoma game
last year.
So he came back because they were going to televise it, and his network, whatever, was working it. So he had to come back here. That's how everybody knew he was coming back.
Like, oh shit, it's going to work out. I don't know his contracts, but he was the last one that we all wanted.
Nobody wants Urban Meyer.
No, I can't believe he's allowed on TV. He had that shit where like girls grinding on his lap at a fucking club.
Everybody's
he
very
kicked
surprised
his kicker
by
in the butt. Would ridicule players all the time. There was a bunch of other crazy
fly home with
stories.
the fucking team. That was like the one that pissed the team off a lot. I mean, other than the kicker, but like it was after the game where he was like, "Yeah, you guys fly home. I'm gonna go do this thing."
I feel like there was a lot of things that
they're like, you don't fucking not like in that kind of locker, like in a football locker room, you don't fly by yourself away from, like that's not we're in this together.
He was like,
it was after one of the games they got their asses kicked, and he was just like he wanted to go to do something because they were in I think Cleveland or something, and he had to go to do something else, but instead of flying back with the team, he took his own flight and left and like sent basically the team back by themselves, and it's just like nope.
Oh, he yelled at the team one time and said none of this was his fault. He's like, I only hire the best. I have 5 championships or whatever.
Yeah. He belongs in
it's
the
all
NFL.
your guys' fault.
He belongs in the XFL. That's an XFL coach right there.
He deserves a reality TV show, apparently.
Here's what I want to know.
Do you kick an XFL player, there's a chance he might hit you back. Like he's going to lose $30,000. An NFL kicker might lose like $5 million. Like that's different.
I could see Donald Trump owning an XFL.
He did own the USFL.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Did he?
Maybe the team owner.
Which team?
Part of the league.
No, I think he owned part of the league. Team. I think he started the league.
Herschel Walker, I think, is who he signed.
No, that's the guy running for Congress.
Yeah.
No shit.
Trump's the one who asked him to do that.
And he went to the USFL instead of the NFL because of whatever reason.
I didn't realize there was that history to it.
Yeah. Because Trump paid him a ton of money.
Yeah.
Wow.
And of course,
will Trump be an XFL owner? Answer the question.
And of course, the league failed.
He's probably not going to have any money to buy.
The whole league went bankrupt because it didn't have any money.
They went bankrupt because of him. He fucked up so bunch of shit and tried to sue the NFL, and they went bankrupt.
Well, no wonder.
To pay all the lawyers.
If it was one of Trump's businesses, that's why it went bankrupt.
He was one of the ones that was talking shit about we're going to take down the NFL, blah 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 blah.
Because he made a bid in for the Bills and he didn't get it.
Yeah.
So instead of being like, "Well, I don't have enough money,"
it was the
joined
Bills?
the USFL or whatever, and then tried to sue the NFL.
I thought he tried buying multiple teams. Anytime a team would become available, he would.
But I think there was kind of one that was a catalyst.
Didn't you tell me that there's the league, the owners have to vote in the winner or vote out a coach or
an owner,
and they
have to get approval to come in to buy a team. Like you can make a deal, whatever, but if I think a majority of the owners don't approve, they won't let you in.
How often does an owner get kicked out?
Not very often.
It happened with the Panthers not too long ago.
Oh, you can count on one hand? How many
times
might have
been one other team?
In the NFL or in all the sports?
NFL.
That's happened with the Clippers in the NBA.
One time in the NFL?
No, I say probably counted on one hand.
Oh, one hand.
Carolina.
I think one, maybe 2 teams. The Panthers weren't all that long ago, and I thought maybe there was one other team. But at the same time the Panthers shit was happening was the same time the NBA's Clippers team, they voted that owner out.
How else do ownership change?
Usually when the owner dies or they sell the team.
Yeah.
Oh,
and when they die, it usually goes to their kids. And so the Bears, I think, have been owned by the Hallis family for years and years and years.
Yeah. So how many times have a team been bought?
Often, but not that often because owning an NFL team is a license to print money. They don't lose money in the NFL. If you buy a team, it's going to be worth more.
Even if it's the Jaguars?
Exactly. No matter what, you're going to make money. That's what they do.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So they don't sell very often because it's a fucking lottery ticket every year. You just make money no matter what. Your team's shitty, you're still going to make money. Because I think they have revenue sharing, all that shit. There's just so there's and TV deals. You're still getting money from the TV deals, you can own a shitty team and still make money.
Fuck, most people don't have to pay for their own stadiums. They all get tax subsidized.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
talking about,
I've seen that.
They're talking about forcing out the Washington owner.
Yeah,
That'll
but
be the next one.
supposedly he hired
just talked
private
about
investigators.
The Dan Snyder shit?
Yeah.
Well, that's what he says. You never know.
Well, so they had the owners meeting, and he came out and said, like, it's all a lie, the media's whatever. So who knows?
Yeah, Jerry Jones also told Bob Kraft, "Don't fuck with me, Bob."
Yes, he did.
That was like owners mic'd up. I mean, it wasn't mic'd up, but it's been reported.
I thought it was some Joe Biden shit, too. Didn't that happen?
No, Jerry Jones.
Oh, his wife went, I don't know if it was an NFL or, oh, yeah, it was a Philadelphia game, a Philly game. Jason Kelsey was talking about in the New Heights podcast. She got booed, but they were talking about, like, what gets you amped up for a game. And Travis Kelsey's like, man, I love the booze, man. When you start hearing the booze, he's like, that just fucking gets you pumped up. So you know you're doing good. I kind of
see that.
But so Jason's like, yeah, we had the President Biden's wife was here, Jill or whatever, and yeah, she got booed. He was like, everybody gets booed in Philadelphia, though.
They fucking booed Santa Claus.
They boo themselves, don't they?
Yeah, he was like, she's trying to work for better education in America. They booed her.
That's what they introduced her as to.
Like, literally, it's anytime somebody gets booed in Philly, they always mention, they're like, yeah, they booed Santa Claus.
Man, I just like...
It happens all the time. Did you ever see that Bill Burr in Philadelphia?
I've heard of it.
Oh,
yeah.
that was fucking
Does he get
hilarious.
booed in Philadelphia?
He goes off on
he
them.
wasn't. It was basically they were heckling every comedian that went up. It was like some kind of...
He knew it was going to happen.
Some big show. Yeah, because everybody had been getting fucking heckled and booed. And some of them would stick there. Some of them would fucking walk away right away. Apparently somebody just fucking boned out. Like, as soon as... before they even went on stage, they're like, I ain't doing it. They just like took off. And then Bill came out there and just fucking ripped into Philadelphia and just talked all kinds of shit. And they were getting applause and cheers by the time it was over. It's fucking hilarious. But all he does is insult them every second. Just calls them whatever, everything you could think of. And by the end, they're just like, yeah.
It's kind of what got him famous in a way.
Yeah, it was.
Pushed him a little bit more.
Yeah, it was definitely, yeah, it made him definitely infamous. Because it was just like, yeah, he went at it. He was like, I don't care. You can boo me all the fuck you want. I got 15 minutes left. I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
You keep booing. I don't give a shit. And then he'd tell a couple jokes. I got 10 minutes. All right. What else can we talk about? And just fucking 5 minutes. And it was just, he was leaning right into it. And
was it at the arena or whatever? Or
it might have been.
It's just in Philadelphia?
Yeah, I'm sure it was somewhere big because, I mean, it was like not a festival, but whatever. When there's a bunch of comedians, there's it was a list of them. And he was kind of like 5th or 6th up or something like that, maybe 7th. But like there was a bunch of them that even like 10, 15
the audience
minutes
around.
Yeah, and he was like, "Fuck, I don't give a shit," because that's Bill Burr.
See, that's kind of why I like the Eagles though, is because they fucking have those fans that don't give a fuck. They just makes me think of Always Sunny all the time. You know, they're just
they
had I'm pretty sure it's in Philadelphia. They had a playoff game, I think, big time game. Lots of snowfall.
Were they rioted?
They needed to kick a field goal to win the game, or it was down towards the end of the game at the very least. And the guy driving the snowmobile thing, or not the snowmobile, but the clear the field. Like, he's supposed to be driving in a straight line. And he, like, swooped around, like, this one spot. So, like, either clean it or to leave it dirty for the other team kicking so it would, like, be harder to kick or make it easier to kick. I don't remember which it was that he did. Then the NFL after that had to come up with a specific rule to like.
I think that was
no,
New
you
England.
can't do that.
You have to go straight.
Yeah,
I think that was New England because they cleared a path for Vinatieri in one of their games that was all snowed out.
Google it.
It's probably happened more than once.
Yeah,
it's probably
because they did that. But I've also heard of teams leaving snow on the field for the other kicker and be like, "Fuck you," and then they'll clean off their side.
Only clean off their own side.
I think New England did that too. I don't know. I don't remember where it was, but I think, yeah, because all you see is like one.
So that was the only NFL game I've been to that Derek took me to, was the Chiefs and the Broncos, and it was fucking snowing like fucking a foot every goddamn 10 minutes.
It was a small blizzard when we were out there.
Dude, that was fucking insane.
I've been to
Wait,
two
you didn't
games,
have those,
I think.
Did Jeff get those tickets? I don't remember. What did you say?
I said I've been to 2 games. I saw Ravens Broncos the first year they were the Ravens. Wow. And then I saw Broncos Niners.
New England Patriots cheating begins in 1987.
That was a cool game.
Wow.
Saw Terrell Owens. Saw Jerry.
When he doesn't clean off the kickoff.
At the moment, no snow. 2nd and 6.
Well, that's on the line of scrimmage.
Oh, this is a long game. I gotta go back to that.
We're watching the whole game.
Well, either way, it happened a while ago, and it was the Patriots.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. The Patriots always.
I thought it was sooner than that, but I thought it was the Patriots. I thought it was more recent than that.
Hey, Derek.
That's some old shit.
Yeah.
Can I have a White Claw?
No, I just drank the last one.
No more White Claws? My mouth is so thirsty right now. Oh! There's one.
Sounds like a jiggle.
There's some beer in there too.
What else you got?
I think John left it in there.
What else you got in there? No
John
Trulies. You used to drink Trulies.
Oh, there's 2 claws of the white. Ain't no fucking black claws in there. No, I got Coronas, babe.
Big wave. It's a wave.
Oh,
That's big.
that's pretty big. Ryan left those.
Liquid Aloha.
No, I'll take the White Claw if you don't mind.
Dude, last time I tried to drink some shit like that, it had fucking peppers in it and it was hot and burning my mouth.
Are you talking about the jalapeno ale?
It had,
Devil's
I think it was
Breath or
habaneros. No, it was one time I came to podcast. I brought a fucking 6-pack of something that looked cool.
You brought
And-
it?
Yeah, and it was one of the ones at your place, and Chase was there because Chase asked for one because I drank a couple, but I fucking smoked, had a couple to drink, so I didn't really notice it. I just all of a sudden when Chase was like, "Man, is this like hot?" And I was like, "Dude, I have this burning sensation in my mouth, and I can't figure out what it's." I was like, "Did I smoke like too much?" Or I was like, "What the hell?" And then when he pointed it out, I was like, "I do have that." And I look, and it's fucking habanero peppers or something.
God
I'm like, "What
damn
the
it. I do remember this now.
I was like, what? Why would I buy? I didn't read the ingredients, but I was like, I never would have bought this shit. But I was just like, yeah, it was a hot beer.
So you gotta pay attention while
You
you're buying.
bought a
Shit.
hot beer?
Yeah, ever since then, I'm like, I'm looking. Because it had like some weird tropical look to it or something, and I was just like, oh, it's gonna be a sweet something. And,
Temperature hot or like just it was a spicy beer?
it's spicy.
Habanero. He said habanero mango maybe probably.
Yeah, it was like habanero mango something.
Which I honestly love that flavor.
And I was expecting the
It's
mango
really good.
part, but it was
I think I've
very
had
habanero.
jalapeno beer before.
God damn it. That just what?
I think I've had jalapeno
I've
beer.
definitely had jalapeno beer before. It's the Kirklander or whatever it's called. Has a jalapeno ale, I feel like, that I like. For a while. You don't want to drink a 6-pack of that shit. Then you get heartburn. But...
Well, and I think it's different when you expect it. When it catches you by surprise, it's a little different. Like
for sure.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't like it, but at that point, I was not expecting that.
Do you prefer sweet beers? You want a sweet beer?
No, not necessarily.
sweet
It's just like I
beers.
said. That's what I
Cider?
was expecting. So when I see something I expected, I kind of get my taste buds ready for that and my mind ready for that, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna enjoy this. I can kind of through my head be like, sweet beer. Okay, if I'm expecting something a little more stout, I'm like, all right, it's
Like
gonna be a thicker.
I was expecting a White Claw. It's been a while since I've had the Claw.
But yeah, exactly. If I'm
Claws
in the
to
mood
laws,
for White
baby.
Claw, and I grab a White Claw, and I'll be like, all right, I'm expecting some White Claw action. Now, if you put some chili peppers in there and I get a spicy White Claw, I'm going to be a little fucking thrown off.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I necessarily
People
don't
pay
like
extra for
spicy
that,
White
Joe.
Claw, but...
Honestly, I've kind of avoided the whole sparkling
Seltzer
this summer, you know?
Didn't want to question your masculinity?
No,
or?
I'm just kind of over it, you know?
Oh, you did a run of White Claws?
Yeah, they've been around for a couple years now.
Well, some people haven't dared try them.
I've dared.
I don't mind.
Derek used to bring claws over to the podcast
Yeah.
every fucking time.
I used to make fun of them until I tried something. I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm like,
That's not
what's
bad.
better is the
It's not bad.
High Noon's a good one.
You drink this is your 5th White Claw. How you feel?
Claws to laws.
It's very
yeah,
true.
I don't mind me a White Claw. I got over that.
I don't mind me one. Thank you for the one.
Try High Noon. They're actual natural fruit juice versus this peptic shit or whatever it is called.
Yeah. Is the White Claw the original?
No.
Original seltzer? No. It's just the one that survived.
Zima, Smirnoff.
Zima was fucking the shit. I love
Do you ever see the
It's a wine
Scooby-Doo
cooler,
reference
right?
with that? They're like, now let's see who you really are. And it's like White Claw, but they pull the White Claw off and it's Zima.
That's awesome.
Didn't they-
It's a wine cooler though, right? Is that
Yeah,
what
didn't
Zima
they bring
is?
Zima back? Because I remember my cousin was
it's more
graduating high school
Smirnoff.
and we had Smirnoff. Or we had Zimas. Like, that was when they first came out.
One of the first things I ever got drunk off was Smirnoff Ice. Like fucking.
I'm talking about Zimas.
It's the same thing though, isn't it?
It's the same thing. It's different. Like, Zima's actually a Zima. And then
I think
like,
Zima was a ripoff of a Smirnoff.
Well, I mean, the concept is the same, but I just meant like the actual brand Zima. Like I remember when they started.
Smirnoff's a malt beverage, though.
I remember when they started, and I thought they went away and came back because it was real of the time, sort of like Crystal Pepsi was a thing, and it got real popular, and then it disappeared because it was like, that's fucking Crystal Pepsi.
Because it was
it's
weird as fuck.
Yeah.
And then they tried to bring it back. I thought they did the same thing to Zima because Zima got that reputation of, oh, what are you fucking drinking, a Zima?
I don't, maybe, but
I got a kick out of them for a little bit, but it's the same thing. They're so sweet, you only want a couple of them, and then you're like, ooh, that's enough.
Smirnoff's ridiculously sweet, and it's a malt beverage too.
Yeah.
stay away from them, really.
I mean, I stick with my.
There's probably more alcohol in a Zima and a Smirnoff than there are on the Claws, right?
Claws are about 5%, I think. Most of those are going to be probably 5%.
12%.
Shut the fuck up.
There's no way that's 12%.
Yeah. It's like 1.2.
11.5%.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, sorry. 5%.
Yeah.
You're going to need to Google it. If you can't. Say it on there? Just says
5%.
no Claws.
Most general of these
100 calories.
beverages are going to be 5-6%, something like that.
You just drank 500 calories, Derek.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Fat.
I imagine. And all that carbonation. That's going to be
Oh, I'm going to fart so hard tomorrow morning. Probably tonight even.
That explains the shits, huh?
Don't feel good though.
Oh, it's the farts.
What kind of laws are there?
None.
Claus laws? Is that like Blue's Clues?
No claws, no laws.
What are like black claws like?
What? Black claws. There's no claws in the laws when you're drinking.
There's only white
claws.
claws, right?
Santa Claus was not black.
There's no black claws. There's only
And
white
neither
claws.
was Jesus, damn it.
Okay, he was a Middle Eastern white man.
Or elves.
White elves? What are you talking about, Derek?
All elves are white.
Yeah.
Is that true? What about dark elves?
No.
They were just darker
evil.
shades of white.
They were
exactly.
evil.
They were more
They're
gray
well
than anything.
tanned.
They
Okay,
just called them dark.
I'll take your word for it.
You should. I know elf mythology. I got a major in it.
You're our local elfin lord.
Yep. 100%. Know all of them. I know the lore.
Well, you didn't even watch the elf show that Derek loves.
It's all made up. I can make it up in my mind, and
Rings
I'll
of
tell you
Power?
that's the original
Yeah.
story.
No, I'm gonna tell you, Derek, straight up. Having seen that whole season of Rings of Power, I would rather watch The Lord of the Rings over that show any day.
What? Man.
Yeah,
Why?
because I knew the Sauron was Sauron the entire time. It's obvious if you go back and watch it. It's obvious.
Oh, yeah. Once they reveal, and then you go back, you're like, oh, so obvious now.
No, it's he like tells you his first line in the entire show is looks can be deceiving.
Yeah.
That's what the dude says. His first line in the entire show, and didn't know that was the guy.
It was still a great show. I thought the whole
What
build
was
up to
great
it was,
about it? What is great?
the whole
about
thing's mystery. There's some down episodes, but like just the overall arch of the whole
it? Down episodes. I don't want to watch down episodes.
They weren't bad episodes, but like it wasn't just
They were
like a
down.
constant arc up. You know, first episode gets you. Second episode, you're like, oh, that's better. Third one's a great episode. Fourth one's like, all right, brings you back down like where the first one was at. But then it starts building up again.
What happened in the fourth episode?
I don't remember specifically. I know that through the first two, it was
I
getting
don't
better,
really know
and
what
the
happened
third
in
one
the
was a
entire
really good
show.
one.
I fell asleep in like 2 of those episodes, and it was.
I want to say it was like the
Never
fourth
went
and
back to
like
watch it.
So
maybe
it's just how
the
Sauron became
sixth.
Sauron?
Dude, it was pretty terrible.
No, it's not terrible. There's a lot of people that like it too.
I mean,
Lane
like I
bitched
said, I
about
never watched
everything.
any of the other than Lord of the Rings. That was it.
I don't know why I continue to watch it, and I probably won't watch.
He doesn't like Black Elves.
I'm also a very big House of the Dragon.
Does it have Viggo
Fire and
Mortensen in it?
Blood. No.
Then I'm not
I don't know
interested.
how much I've been liking House of the Dragons. We'll see how it ends. I mean, it's not bad. I've enjoyed it. I
How come
enjoyed
nobody's
it.
mad about the black people in fucking...
There's black
House of
fucking
Dragons?
people in
Yeah.
House of Dragons
Because it's
too.
better. Because it's a better.
I know, but nobody's
it's well
complaining
written.
that there's like
Because
black
House
people
of
in
the
that.
Dragons is well written. There's political
okay.
intrigue. There's nuances. There's great.
I'm not saying
They
how
had
the
all of
show's
that also
better.
in the
I'm just
original.
saying nobody's mad about that. Like nobody, there was no fucking
peop-
black people in.
People
well,
were.
I guess there was
People
Melisandre.
were
There
mad
was, yeah.
until they saw.
But
it,
there's a
and
whole
then they
family of them.
realized. Black people.
There's some uppity folks They can't be happy with that.
Yeah, well, I mean, watch the end, right?
Yeah, we'll see. I guess.
We'll see how it ends. I know how that season show should end. I know there's gonna be 4 seasons. I know where it's gonna leave.
So
off
this
at.
shit was all covered in the original. Dance of the Dragons was one of the books' names, wasn't it?
Well, no, but it's what one of the books covers or whatever in great details. So there's like really, there's no doubt in what happens. It's just like how we get there. There's a couple of people's different story. It's a weird fake history written by 3 different people, compiled together by one person, and that's why like there's a couple of different theories on what's going to happen. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but there's a couple of battles that we should see that I don't know. It will be badass. It's going to be a good show. I like House of the Dragon way more, and it hasn't ended yet. We have one more episode, and then we'll talk about which is the better show. Because when you see this final episode, you might flip your show.
Yeah, I remember saying that in Game of Thrones. There's one more episode left. They can fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
They can recover all of it.
Well, different writers,
and they
man.
didn't.
Different writers.
Dude, the episode where they reactivate Mount Doom from Mordor.
That's Lord of the Rings things.
Yeah, that was a great episode.
That was probably the only
The last
good
episode was fucking awesome, too.
I don't know.
What happened in that episode?
What do you mean what happened? That's the reveal episode.
I don't remember.
It starts off with who's probably Gandalf. They make you think that maybe he...
And of course it's Gandalf.
They try to make you think that he's Sauron. No. And then they almost get you for a second.
You know he's not, though.
They almost get you for a second the way that all goes down. No. But then, of course, he's like,
they almost get me.
Follow your nose.
And then the guy that everybody's like, he's not part of the Silmarillion at all. No, that's definitely Sauron. Because he goes by many names.
Sauron.
And he's a deceiver.
Yeah. Morgoth.
Not that you would probably care.
No, I'm just
and it's
enjoying
been
it.
well after the last episode, so we can spoil it now. But
yeah, that's fine.
The whole Sauron is a manipulator of everybody, and so this guy is like, oh yeah, I'm part of the lineage of being I would be the king of this area, but you know,
why didn't she check?
That I won't talk about.
Why didn't she look into that before?
She did look into it eventually because he bought her trust.
Eventually,
they leave subtle hints throughout the show about how much time skipping they've been doing. So like when they forge the rings, it all happens in the same episode. The idea of the ring and then to having the rings takes 3 months because they go, oh, it'll take us about 3 months to make these. But that's the only thing they ever say about it because it literally feels like it all happens in a week.
I realize that. Yeah, that seems rushed as fuck though.
Well, they're trying to get the story.
But she finds out who he is and she doesn't say anything?
No, that's what the research part was. So they were like, we're going to have the rings by like in 3 months or so. And then she goes, right when they make that decision, talks to that guy and says, hey, get the scroll or find some stuff. He's like, it'll take me a while. I'm going to have to go here, blah, blah. And she's like, okay, do it. So he comes back and right before the rings get forged. And so it took him 3 months to even get the answer to find that stuff.
I wish he would have just choked her out. Like, I think Galadriel's fucking the worst character ever.
I agree.
Why?
She's just like the meanest. Like she's not black, so you'd like her.
All right, good.
No, she can't be mean if she's not black because she don't have the attitude.
She just doesn't. She has the worst fucking attitude the entire series.
She's singularly driven and focused on killing Sauron from the very beginning.
And this is
no one believes her that he's still around.
And
she's just like mad about it.
It loses me, Derek, though, because we know how Lord of the Rings goes. She doesn't even care about Sauron during the Lord of the Rings, you know? She has nothing to do with the rings. She just sits back and fucking...
But she has a ring of power.
Yeah. So she
can't say she has nothing to do with the rings.
So she just gets content and to sit back and watch whatever happens with the real ring, you know? I don't know. But she's also in love with Sauron, maybe, or something?
No, she's not in love with Sauron.
He like proposed to her.
He's seducing her. Just because he did something doesn't mean she's interested. So, she rebuffs him immediately. You're obsessed with power.
She's feeling it. She wants to fuck him. She just can't.
Oh, that's just them trying to build on-screen tension.
No, that's what
she calls him out immediately. It's like, no, get the fuck out of here, Sauron.
Well,
you power-hungry maniac.
Well, then why didn't she kill him?
She tried to. He got away. He already had her fucking lost.
Why did she make the rings then? If
she's being manipulated. She doesn't know. She thinks the rings are there to save the race of elves.
That's
why they're making those. Exactly, because he put it in all their heads.
All right.
Okay, who wins? Sauron with the
We know
Ring
who
of
wins. We know.
You don't know the question.
Well, we know the rings.
You don't know the question.
What?
Who wins? Sauron with the Ring of Power or Thanos with the Power Gem?
Thanos.
Yeah, probably Thanos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Sauron's a bitch.
Thanos has technology too, though.
So Sauron's a bitch.
He's not an intergalactic.
So why couldn't elves
planetary.
and all them take down
he's like
Sauron?
an angel.
He's a Maiar. It was a Maiar,
like
which is a celestial being.
He's like Lucifer. He's cast down. From
No,
the
that's
Morgoth.
Morgoth.
Oh.
He was a disciple
Sauron's-
of Morgoth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. So that's
All
what,
right,
Is
yeah.
Thanos Satan?
No. No, that would be Mephisto, generally.
Where does Thanos rank from Mephisto?
Let's put it this way. Mephisto was kissing Thanos' ass throughout the entire Infinity Gauntlet story. Yeah, he was
Okay.
like his advisor.
Oh.
Thanos was the reason why he almost lost. Or Mephisto was the reason why Thanos almost lost originally. Because he was kind of like... Because Mephisto, being Mephisto...
The devil.
Was, one of the representations of the devil. Probably the most accurate... Not accurate. Probably one of the most accepted variations because he's red.
They borrowed
kind
all
of
the
looks more
symbolism and
devilish.
shit, yeah.
But there's a lot of people. But technically, he rules Hell Realm. It's like because there's a lot of realm masters or whatever. He's one of them, and his is called Hell. So he's sort of the devil, but there's a lot of different.
Marvel hell.
Yeah, essentially. So he's chilling with Thanos, and he's like, "Hey, you should do this. Hey, Mistress Death is into this. Maybe you should." She's not going to respect you if you beat all these guys with all your gems. And so he's like, yeah, that's kind of an overkill. And he's like, maybe if you just used one gem, and you beat them all, that would impress her. So he like turns off all of his gems except for the one, and then kills them all. And then like at the same time, Mephisto's trying to manipulate it so he like can kind of go behind him and take the power for himself. So he's also trying to lower Thanos's kind of guard. So he's in his own deal, and then he tries to take it at one point, and then fucking Thanos just kills him. So at that point, Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos, pretty much just did whatever he wanted.
Thanos kills Mephisto.
Yeah.
All right. I'll take your word then. Thanos is more powerful for sure.
With the Infinity Gauntlet. Without it, I don't know. It'd be tough. It depends on where he's at.
Even with just the Power Stone, I mean, what is the Ring of Power? Right? It's just a power ring.
Well, I mean, he did
controls
lose his physical body and was able to come back.
He's pure evil or no?
Sauron?
Yeah. Well, from what this TV show is telling us, it's not pure evil.
I think
Thanos
it's
is not
based
pure
on your
evil.
interpretation of a lot of things, but yeah, I mean, they bastardized creation by trying to take the place of God in that realm or whatever that Tolkien wrote.
They wanted to create their own.
That's what Morgoth was jealous of, was the creator god. I can't remember the name, like Lay or whatever the hell it is. It's
Iluvatar.
a two-letter word.
Iluvatar.
No.
Gesundheit.
But he wanted to be able to create his own anything in the universe. And in creating life was a big thing, which is where the goblins came from.
Fucking goblins.
Fucking hate them.
Orcs, I should say. The first orcs were created by Morgoth, which were the elves that were turned into...
You know what I want to say about Rings of Power, what I like about it? The intro.
The vibrating sand stuff?
Yeah, dude. The schematics of like, there's like cool, like see like the
vibration
trees and
lines
shit.
and stuff.
It beats House of the Dragons opening, right?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the House of Dragons.
Yeah, it's fucking dumb. There's like blood flowing through this like.
That's what I heard. And then like as
thing.
somebody lives or dies, it does different things.
Yeah,
and
it like fills up with blood when they die or whatever.
I don't
It's
even watch it
fucking
on it. So I'm
dumb.
like, even though I should know what's going to happen this episode, I didn't want to pay attention.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's changed when like new characters are introduced, but like they don't make it clear at all. So it's just it's fucking dumb. So I will say that about the Rings of Power intro. I really do like it actually. It's like this like kind of harmonic. You see like sand. It's all like close up artistic.
How
style.
long do you think the time span is of that whole series of the season?
Rings of the Power?
Yeah.
Oh man, couple months.
Do you think the
Well, A season?
This what? A season? Oh, like 3 or 4 months?
Yeah, you know,
Dude, it's like
Like a
multiple
normal
years.
season.
but the Hobbits
They had to
like
build
travel.
the whole tower for the Elven Smith guy.
Well, I don't know how fast dwarves work.
I think about it this way though.
Oh, come on. The
What do
elves
they
were
say
doing the work.
When
No, the elves hired the dwarves.
Elrond goes.
So
and sees
dwarves are
Durin,
Mexicans?
Yeah.
Oh,
He hadn't
okay.
seen Durin in
Sweet.
20
Irish, they're
years.
Irish.
Oh, okay. That'll work.
20 years?
He hadn't seen Durin in 20 years.
At the
and
beginning.
Durin was like,
Or I'm in between.
he was all mad at him. Like, you miss me having my kids, getting married. And he's like,
That's at the beginning.
I know. Think about it this way, though. The whole story is more or less told from the perspective of the elves. And he goes, I'm sorry, Durin. 20 years isn't that much time in the life of an elf. Like, it's nothing to me.
So 20 years went by?
So, no, 20 years didn't go by, but I think it was probably pushing 2 years or more that went by.
I mean, what about the hobbits? Wouldn't they age and shit? The guy fell from the sky and just like walked around with them for 2 years?
Hey, not all that stuff had to be necessarily going on simultaneously. Although it does line up with the volcano.
They all watched it happen, right?
Yeah. So the hobbits might be only
Didn't they
like
all look up at the sky and see
the
the
hobbits
shit?
might be like 6 months or so out of the whole thing, but
Right.
relative to like where it, the
Well,
main part of the
Galadriel
story
obviously
started at,
swims
it's
across the
doesn't
fucking
matter
ocean
for the
first.
hobbits.
How long was she swimming for then? Couple months? She swam?
I don't think she swam for that long. No,
A week?
probably a week or more.
She swam in
And
the
they were
ocean
probably
for a week.
People have survived floating on the ocean for a week.
Yeah, you backstroke, I guess. You can do whatever you want.
Hey, Gendry crossed a lot of
you might be
land in
swimming a little
like
bit.
Oh, that's
People that
45
get stuck in the
minutes.
ocean aren't swimming.
Yeah,
They're floating.
He ran like
Gendry covered a lot.
500 miles.
Yeah, in like an hour and a half. Like Gendry made some time. Hey,
And then the Raven flew
It's
all the
TV
way
time,
to
baby.
fucking Dragonstone.
Right?
Jesus Christ.
That'll happen in no time.
Shit.
it took him 3 episodes to get there. Took him about 12 seconds.
That's
to
what
get
I
there.
want.
You guys were talking about how you liked how they were pressing time on they're doing the same thing in the rings. But
I
they
just
don't really
want
talk
a
about
little
it, though.
consistency. Like you have to like set some fucking boundaries. If time is gonna pass this slow, it needs to pass this slow or fast. You know?
It's been moving pretty fast in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. And House of the Dragon, honestly. Like
Yeah, that one's like every other episode. They
But-
jumped 10 years.
But I think it's gonna
Right,
slow down.
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna throw me off a little bit.
yeah, it works.
No. This first season was the setup. Once the war starts, which it starts at the last episode, it's going to slow
cadence
down.
is basically this.
So in a
Every
way, it's
so
almost
often,
like first season of
all
Game
the
of Thrones.
families get together.
Because the first
and they
season of Game of
fight.
Thrones really set up everything that was coming.
Yeah, but that was still only a couple months that went by, you know?
Well,
Not that long
still,
of
but
time.
like it set up sort of what was to come.
Yeah,
I mean,
but-
it was started the whole.
But
Ned
Game of
started
Thrones was
getting-
different because there was multiple wars that happened, you know.
And
There's
they're
no,
also
there's no
following,
character
like,
in us.
8 different
We've been on following one family essentially this entire time.
That's what the first season of Game of Thrones really was.
No,
followed the
it's,
stars.
it's different, man,
you got
because
the people in the north, you got the south.
yeah, there was different kingdoms and shit. That
Well,
we
yeah,
were
there
in.
were.
It's
but
one
they
family.
focused
we
really
followed.
on the Starks.
It's only going to be 4 seasons.
The first
House of the
season's
Dragon.
on the Starks. I mean, like I guess they're kind of throughout the whole thing, but you got the Lannisters.
That's what I'm saying. The
in Game
first
of
season
Thrones.
set up kind of
You
the
get the
series.
original
Like,
King's
if you watch the
family.
first season, you would be excited for what's to come. But if you watched the whole thing, you wouldn't really expect what was to come based on the first season.
No, not at all.
So the first season just
Yeah,
set
you
up
never-
everything. So
I
it's
mean,
kind
like,
of the
Dany
same
doesn't
way
have her
where
dragons yet.
you said this is just setting up what's to come. So it's probably going to change a bit. I mean, not that it's
We
going to
already
be
know
bad.
what the story is for
Game of
the
Thrones
House
got
of Dragon,
better
so.
up until the last season.
We have an ending to House of Dragon. That is the main point.
because it's already been written.
It's already been written.
Okay.
You know.
Well, that'll help.
Because it was originally following one book, one season. You know.
Would you say they're following this more to the book than they did?
He
Game
didn't
of
like the
Thrones?
last episode because what happened was not
Other
the
than the
books.
last episode. Because
Besides-
obviously you have a problem with that.
Besides this last episode, yes, they've been very truthful to the book, and
Okay.
in fact, embellishing on the book, making the book better. You know, probably even George R. R. Martin came out and said that the king is better in the show than he wrote, or whatever.
okay.
And the actor that's been playing it is fucking killing it, right? Derek,
Yeah, I haven't had any problems with
The
him.
one that's been dying the whole
fucking
time?
great, yeah, but
Yeah, he's got leprosy.
the
Is that what it
emotions,
is?
the emotions that he's been fucking portraying has just been fucking.
He's somewhat
Everywhere
of a
they show.
reluctant king, but he will do his duty.
I kind of heard that. Yeah,
he's
he
ruled
wasn't
during
really...
a peacetime, and he's concerned about what his memory will be historically, because
Legacy.
he's like, I didn't fight, I didn't conquer, we already owned everything.
I was just that guy, just chilling.
But his family though is like in shambles, and he's trying so hard to make everyone like basically love each other and get along.
So
it ain't happening.
Matt Smith, is it Damon? Mm-hmm. I feel like that's gonna be my guy. I feel like he's pretty fucking
Everybody
cool.
loves him on the show.
Is
He's
it
fucking badass?
He's also kind of an.
I mean, it's Matt Smith, so I was already
asshole.
a fan. Or
So
whatever.
that's the thing. I don't know him from Doctor Who or anything else.
No,
he did.
dude, he was the fucking villain in Morbius. What? Keep up.
I
don't
knew
know
that.
Doctor
That's
Who.
what I watched
Who's
Morbius
Doctor Who?
recently.
No, I'm just kidding. I didn't watch Doctor Who, but I've seen other
knew
shit.
Morbius.
I've known him of him as Doctor Who. I didn't really watch a lot, but yeah.
I think this is gonna be his like goat. He's gonna be known for this role.
But just from what I've heard about him, he seems kind of like
he's
kind
also
of like a dick, almost like Jamie a little bit.
So yeah, Daemon Targaryen was known as the Rogue Prince.
He just does what he wants.
I mean, he's got a great nickname. It starts from there.
Yeah, it really does. The name says it all. You know, this is what goes down in history as the Rogue Prince.
Nice.
He's a fucking badass for sure.
All
But
right.
there's a lot of badasses on the whole show. So
Yeah, I hear. I don't know. There's one
What's the name of good old
YouTube
One
channel
Eye?
I watch. They kind of review some stuff. I've heard different
Aemon
names.
One Eye, Aemond and Daemon.
Aemon
Oh,
and
those
Damon.
are the two younger, white-haired little.
Aemond has got the eye patch, and he's a Daemon wannabe.
But they were, yeah.
Aegon is the new king, his brother, Aemon's brother, Aegon.
And I heard he's kind of like he doesn't really want to do it either.
Yeah, he's a douche.
No, he
Is he
tried
a
to run
douche?
away and hide.
Douche.
Oh,
Magoosh.
yeah, they did compare him to fucking Joffrey. Is he going to be like a Joffrey, or is he not going to be?
He's
like a Joffrey?
definitely a weird dude.
he's
He's
a
like
sex
jerking
addict,
off
for
over
sure.
like balconies and shit onto the people below. Stories up.
That was pretty bad.
He visits whorehouses constantly. He rapes the girls that work at the
Okay, that's not
castle.
so awesome. But the first part was awesome.
That's not in the show. That's not in the book. They raped people. He kind of assumed that he was raping people. Maybe you know.
I mean, he's jerking off on people.
Unwanted,
I'm guessing
advances
he don't give a
on
shit.
women or whatever. So, but yeah, they're making him out to be a pretty good villain. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, Rhaenys isn't fucking perfect. You know, the princess.
No.
She was fucking some other dude when she should have been fucking her husband.
Yeah, fucking all the dudes.
Yeah, and they were
fucking a lot of
talking
dudes.
shit on some other guy. Fuck.
And now she's
Some-
married to her cousin.
He's
Her
got like
uncle.
a short name, like Stan something or
Kubrick.
You might be thinking of Christian Cole.
Christian Cole. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
They were talking some shit on that guy.
He doesn't age.
He does not age. He's the John Stamos.
Oh,
character.
nice.
Looking motherfucker that should.
How'd you feel about him killing that dude?
Honestly, so the rumor in the book
Didn't
was
he have
that
some kids with
slits his
somebody?
throat, not just fucking slams him down. Either that dude was supposed to die in the black cells and dungeons, or he was supposed to slit his throat. So it was a little weird. Actually, Christian Cole was supposed to make this big speech about like the king, our new king or whatever, and kind of like being a fucking, badass like for Aegon. He just kind of seems like a puppet at this point. So I don't know. I'm a little worried actually at this point. It's not true exactly to the book. But like I was saying, the book is also written by 3 different people, different stories. You make your own opinions about them, So
The book is written by 3 different people?
well, no, it's written by George R. R. Martin, but like he wrote it as 3 people's account of
Oh,
this
okay.
war.
I got you.
And then one person took these 3 people's accounts 100 years later and put
Gotcha.
it down as the book, so it's unreliable narrators, like we don't know what exactly happened, like we think she was fucking this guy, but he might have been fucking this guy, and this
So
guy was fucking this guy.
The book itself was written by George R. R. Martin.
How many
but
guys
the
are
book
fucking?
within the book was written by 3 other people.
Hey man, people fuck in this world. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, yeah, they're
Fucking happens, and I'm really actually pissed off that there's not the little mushroom, dwarf mushroom that was supposedly fucking everyone.
I heard about that.
Dwarf mushroom.
Isn't his name Mushroom? Or
His name
something
was
like that?
Mushroom.
Yeah.
He was a dwarf that was
Apparently
supposedly
he's fucking been there forever.
everyone. That was his story. Every like time they say like we think this happened, and Mushroom says that he fucked this person.
Yeah, I heard about somebody named Mushroom. They were
Mushroom says that this person was fucking this person. Like Mushroom just has like the dirtiest things the entire time, which was Rhaenyra's jester, like the guy that was playing the fucking lute for her out under the tree or whatever. That was probably Mushroom. that was just like this gesture that was always there, witnessing everything that these fucking noble people were doing. But because they thought he was dim-witted, no one paid attention to him. But he was like listening to
all their
everything,
shit.
and watching them fuck, and who knows?
They thought he was too stupid
Why
to know what was
another
going
dick?
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. He was named Mushroom because he had a fucking huge penis. But like they look like a mushroom. The dwarf and shit. I don't know, man. That's why I fucking love this book series.
Mushroom.
Crazy shit like that. Not just fucking. The dwarves said this about elves and.
I heard the name Mushroom.
Or whatever. So I don't know. It's a good series, no matter what. I'm enjoying it.
Right on. I'm excited about it. I'd like to catch
Andor's been pretty kick-ass. That's definitely something you gotta watch.
The first Star Wars series that's been good.
More Star Wars.
Like Jesus.
I was honestly thinking about
You liked
that-
Obi-Wan though, didn't you?
Yeah, I enjoyed Obi.
I couldn't.
You literally said before the show started, it doesn't matter how bad it is. If it ends with Obi-Wan, Force space talking, whatever, I will love it. It'll have made it worth it. That's exactly how it ended.
I know I said that, but it still felt hollow. It did what it needed to do. It knew its accomplishment.
I'm not saying it was great or it was like, I don't remember a whole lot about it. It was all right. It was good. I mean, I was entertained.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about Andor compared to The Mandalorian.
The cinematography is beyond compare, right?
I almost think I might like Andor more.
I can see that right now, for sure.
And it's not necessarily the cinematography; it's the storylines. Just
The
it's
intrigue.
fun. It's intrigue. You got the fucking spies and people trying to work the fucking Senate.
It's Game of Thrones.
And they're even
Star
talking
Wars
about
style.
Palpatine. He's like, I learned from Palpatine, on this trek. And
the security council or whatever that is or whatever is fucking intense. Every time you watch it, you're like, oh my god, this guy is going after her job or whatever, or he's threatened by her.
Yeah.
They actually don't really care about what's going on with the rebellion because they're more concerned about their job.
And what did what's his name say? The guy that runs the antiques place, or not even him, Cassian. He was the one that was like, they're so concerned with themselves, they didn't even expect some guy to walk right out in.
Yeah,
and,
exactly. They're arrogant or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I loved that, there was that security force or whatever that guy was from that, oh, he killed people. We have to take this into our own control or whatever. And he was all fucking nervous the entire time on that mission or whatever. And it fucking blew up in his face, because, it was fucking real people and, real world situations.
Yeah, the guy told him, leave it alone.
Yeah.
We fucked up on our end.
He's like,
they fucked with the wrong person.
I'm going on vacation. They weren't supposed to. It opened with a brothel.
Yeah.
That to me, was that's what we've been waiting for. There was fucking slave women dancing in Star Wars as a kid. That's what I remember, And now we got our brothel. Been fucking waiting for it. I wish there was an R-rated version of it, honestly.
Yeah. See some space alien titty.
I think we're maybe halfway through the season because I think there's 12 or.
Oh, is there really that many episodes?
Yeah, I think so. And there's only supposed to be 2.
I think I watched 6, so I must be caught up then.
Oh well, no, I think you're on 7. 7 is what's out. So wait, maybe we are over halfway, but yeah, I don't know. It's better than anything they've done so far. It's on par with Rogue One, and everyone loved Rogue One.
Never saw it.
Oh man, it's a good one.
I have heard that's one I need to watch though.
Yeah, that's the only good Star Wars.
This is like the prequel.
Also, what I've heard.
This is the prequel to the before the prequels though. That was just TV series, which is actually really
doesn't this
good.
one go right up to New Hope?
Well, it would lead into the movie that goes up to New Hope. Yes. Did you see the other TV shows, the Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Boba Fett show?
No, I've heard bad things about Boba Fett. I watched one season of Mandalorian. I've heard basically just it's another Mandalorian basically. I've heard good things about Obi-Wan. I'm kind of into that because Ewan McGregor.
Don't.
No, not good.
It's good.
And
you don't
weird
always have to
fake
listen to
Luke
everything Lane
Skywalker or
says.
something shows up. I don't know.
Man, I don't know. I'm just such a.
But I
It's entertaining.
haven't watched any of those.
I'm a George Lucas purist at this point. There's only 6 movies,
How many are there? of the...
George Lucas made 6 movies. He made the original trilogy and the prequels.
I just meant in general.
And Disney made the sequel trilogy. They made...
So there's 9 of the movies before spin-offs.
Yes, and there was the Rogue One and there was the Solo. So there's only been 11 at this point. And they've given up on movies.
Spin-off TV shows.
The TV shows, there's been Mandalorian and Boba Fett and
we got all
Kenobi.
the animated ones too.
Yeah.
You got Clone Wars and Rebels and Bad Batch.
That's just too much.
I never watched Bad Batch.
Do you even know who Ahsoka is?
No.
Exactly. So she's about to have her own TV show.
There's too much shit.
You're better off. Yeah. You know, honestly, I'm kind of a little upset that I'm down the rabbit hole in Star Wars because it's leading nowhere. I feel like at this point, you know, I'm a little because Disney's in control. What are they gonna do? What have they done?
Aren't they doing something now where there's gonna be back in like the old Republic or something like that, like thousands of years before?
Oh, I think there's like a comic book series or something about that.
Wouldn't it not be a rabbit hole? Because wouldn't a rabbit hole get thinner? It seems like it gets wider because there's more shit.
No, I think it's just
I feel like it kind of
leading you into your depth.
You popped out of a sphincter.
They keep they're just writing
you down
different
your
stories
depth.
or facets of the whole overall story.
I feel like there's just so many fucking...
I would love to like explore the prequel series a little bit more, you know, like have a story at that time. But no, I think they are going back further, which...
Yeah. I can't even keep up with the Marvel shit. Like I haven't watched any of the Marvel shows recently. Heard Daredevil's banging She-Hulk apparently.
Yeah, I saw that headline.
So I haven't watched the episodes or nothing, but yeah.
That Daredevil does the walk of shame after fucking banging
She-Hulk. What happened? I just
Yeah.
heard somebody said something about She-Hulk banging Daredevil. I'm like, hey, I mean, whatever.
Power to him. I don't know if I want to watch that.
I can't imagine they're gonna show much.
From what I've saw that obviously that, but like from what I saw that She-Hulk is just like the terriblest writing of Marvel at this point. But
Really?
it's all going downhill. So
Yeah. I heard the cool thing that I had heard about that seemed pretty cool is that one, she breaks fourth wall like Daredevil. I guess she's done it longer
been
than
talking to the audience. I thought all episodes or whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's breaking the fourth wall, and she's been doing it longer than Deadpool because she was been doing it in the 70s, I think, back in the comics.
So you just show up in Deadpool?
No, it's not so much that, but just I guess
You think he'll make fun of her in Deadpool?
that I could definitely see.
He's got to. He has to.
Ryan saw it, and he know. Yeah, he's seen.
He'll at least.
She breaks the fourth wall like Deadpool, and he's gonna make some kind of comment about it. But I guess she does it's not even like a fourth wall break. It's the point. I guess she almost enters into is it Disney Plus that has all the Marvel shows?
Yeah.
I guess she breaks into like the Disney Plus screen. Like if you're watching Disney Plus where all the shows are listed, she breaks out of her show and enters another show.
I heard she talks to the writers.
Yeah, something like apparently it's kind of out there. Like I've heard that's interesting and different, but the show itself, I'm like, whatever. I might watch it.
Yeah, they gotta do it. They gotta try new things or whatever.
But yeah, and then I just heard everybody freaking out because she banged Daredevil.
Like
What we got
cookies?
there? M&M cookies?
Yeah,
Oh shit!
girlfriend made him.
Oh, that's the best girlfriend ever.
Would you like one?
I'll take an M&M cookie.
Are they soft?
Soft batch. Yeah, soft-ish.
They're not hard.
Thanks for the update.
Soft enough.
So, we've almost been going for 3 hours.
God damn. I could have been at work tonight.
You guys got anything else to trash?
I don't know. I could trash something.
Yeah, trash you.
Fuck off, Jared.
No, the trash talk.
That seems inappropriate.